used to. Well,
No,
I used to.
I have like tomatoes and
You know what's funny is like outside I'm a monster. I had a garden once that was bigger than this room. We grew corn. And
houseplants like to hear music.
Yep.
And hear you talk.
Okay.
And you know what? When he
look at his face, he's looking at us like.
If you ever feel like you just give them a little water, but make sure you mist them. Get some
Like a spray bottle.
spray bottle and mist them every now and then so they don't get dry. Mist the topsoil. But
It sounds like a lot more work than
It's not that bad. Like,
which is why I've killed all the other plants. I think.
so try an aloe plant or a succulent, like she's saying. Those are super easy if you forget to water it for the most part.
you would have to like not forget for like 5 months.
Yeah, I do bonsai.
Those
I've had a couple bonsai trees.
Yeah, I've killed a bunch.
I killed one. I killed one and didn't even know it was dead.
It's bad.
Somebody came over and was like, "What the fuck you do to this?" And I was
I
like,
killed
"Oh
a
shit."
bonsai tree and it was bad.
I'm terrified of bonsai, so I that's why I went, because it's bad luck if you kill them.
Oh no.
So I was like, nope,
I
you
killed
stay
one,
over
and
there.
trust me, it was bad. We talked about your
What
force. Let's see
What happened
here.
afterwards?
Let's see here. Horrible divorce. My business collapsed.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not.
Maybe you were going through your Saturn return, because that's been all the worst stuff in my life.
And then not trying to be funny, like if
We're
your
live. If y'all didn't know.
that's okay. If your feng shui is off in your house, your plants will die.
And that is true. A lot of my plants died when
I
was
always
little.
thought now I studied feng shui and I thought I did pretty good with my feng shui.
Yeah. So if your feng shui is off or the energy
So
is not
apparently I
happy, and your plants keep dying, you gotta make some changes.
That's why I'm moving to a whole new house. Because
Tab
I was living in a house that me and my ex-husband shared, and the energy just, it didn't matter how much I saged. It was like, girl, you need a whole new scenery, you need a whole new house. Because it's just weird. Dating someone new and bringing them back to the house, and you have been with somebody for...
All the memories.
And it's just, I really need...
Don't forget to use your frankincense when you move.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I'm all about the.
I think it's important. People miss that stuff about the energy in your house.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's why sometimes I'm scared to have a lot of people over. So you know what kind of energy
You
bring
shouldn't,
to my-
and if you do, sage after.
Right. Always sage.
I need to say, as soon as Tiffany leaves.
Yes, you should.
I would never sage, but I moved a building over because I was like, I just need a new space. I literally came from that building to this building. I just need something.
Yeah.
Something.
That's how it is. And the things that I learned in my first house, I just not doing at all in my second house. So I'm happy that I'm starting over.
My first house was me and my two brothers in our early 20s. Savage. With a pool in the backyard.
Oh my
You really needed to move and restage.
I can imagine.
But he's
Yeah,
still
but if
there.
you need help
But
with
my
plants,
oldest
clearly
one,
just hit us up. You ever want to go to Pikes or Lowe's? Let me know. I'm down
Lowe's,
for a trip.
I tell people all the time, Lowe's is way better than Home Depot.
Yeah, for plants. Lowe's is the shit.
You know,
And
maybe
you
like
can
get my
return-
little bonsai trees
And
from
you can
IKEA.
return plants.
That's probably why they died.
What?
You can return plants at Lowe's too. I've definitely returned my plants that didn't thrive.
Sure.
And they was like, ma'am, you can't return. I was like, yes, I can. My grandma been doing
Why
this.
Joey Purse Ocean make a cameo in
My
the show?
purse? Where's my purse?
Right here on the
I told you to move it. Like after
You told JP
look,
move.
let me tell you
And I
something.
did.
Beyonce
Out
set
of
her
the
purse
shop.
on the floor,
Put it-
so
I
the
put it in my
whole
chair.
don't put your purse on the floor. You're gonna be broke. That's a damn lie.
That's a lot, because my purse be on my dress and I'm still broke. I still be put that bitch on a high shelf.
Broke.
I was just always told not to put a woman's purse on the ground and not to go in a woman's purse. I had girls be like, get my son something. Like, yeah, no.
I think
I
that's
was
just
told-
like a whole. You don't go in the purse because if something comes up missing, you don't want to be accused for it.
Right.
Because my mama, and I mean, I'm the same way. My mom be like, go to my purse and get me. No, do it. She's like, you didn't go in my
But then
purse.
women treat that like a test of loyalty. Or you won't go in my purse? Like, But we're not supposed to go in our purse.
No, if I tell you to go in my purse,
I told you.
ain't go in my purse.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I even said. I told you to go into and get the goddamn clothes on the purse.
Yeah.
It's
I'll-
the difference between bring me my purse and go in my purse and get this.
Well,
Don't just
yeah,
bring me
for
your
me,
whole
for
purse.
me, that's
That's
like
what I'll do.
it's
If
like
That is exactly what I was like.
If I
I
say
will
go
bring
in
you
my
your whole
purse
purse.
and get my wallet out,
I will
do
come
not
back
bring
with the
me
purse.
my wallet.
And that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I will
God
come
damn
back
it.
with the purse.
Go in my purse and get so and so. Number one, your purse is full of a whole bunch of shit that
Don't be rude
I'm
to
not-
my bag.
I probably don't want to identify, and B, I might potentially get cut. And like, is it a blade or
I don't
some
have my knife in my
tweezers in
purse.
that? But you got tweezers in that motherfucker.
No,
don't you?
I got what's in there right
Like
now.
vibrators and little,
No.
Like
little rabbit ears.
nail
I-
files and
I put
all
press in my
that.
purse. Now I just walk around with
Anyway.
a purse like this.
That bag, there's no telling what's in there right now because I'm
Yeah,
getting
exactly.
But I know
So
my knife,
get that
my
out of my
taser,
purse.
my all that stuff is not in there
your
right
purse.
now. I've unpacked it because I'm getting ready to go on a trip.
Get so and so out of my
I
purse. means
I had
bring me
this.
my
I have a
purse.
funeral
That's what I
purse,
do.
right? So
Yeah.
I've been to like
I got
5
one of them
funeral purse. I've been to like 5 funerals recently, and I just have
Damn,
a purse.
sorry.
I
Shit.
know. But
That's
I just
bad.
have this purse, right? And so I went out with my girlfriends to the club,
With your
right?
funeral
With the
purse?
funeral purse, and I hadn't thought about it. Like, dang, I still got obituaries. I had like old roses in there, like from the casket. And shit. And the guy was looking through my purse, and he was looking. It was like 4 obituaries. He was like, dang, Shawty, what's going on? I was like, yeah, my bad. It's my funeral purse. He still tried to ask me for my number too.
He's trying to
He was
console
like,
me.
you
He's
a
trying to
good
console me.
woman. You got all of you.
Hold on.
So he was like,
Flag
you
on the
know,
plate.
I know she's sad. Let me get her. I know she's
Flag on the plate.
Let's get started.
Yeah, flag on the plate. A guy who didn't have your number was going through your purse?
The security guard.
Oh, I missed that one.
I went to the club and he saw all that.
Oh.
Now I
Oh.
forgot, and I had gone to the club with all my shit in the bag, and the security guard would be like, "I'm gonna hold it till you get back. Just make sure you come see. Cool. Hold my mace, hold my taser, hold my knife. Thank you, appreciate
Don't
you."
work at the airport, George Santana. But moving on, let's introduce the show.
How about that? How
Because
about
they're watching like, who was there with them?
Hey,
Okay.
So we'll get right to it. We ready? We going on in?
Yeah,
Going on
good to
everything?
go.
All right. Welcome. What's the name of the show?
It's a pod named Kickback. It's a pod named Kickback, dog.
Do you know where we get that from?
No.
God damn. Then that means they don't know either.
Right.
Yes,
You ever watch the
tell us.
Boondocks?
Yes, but not avidly.
You ever see the one with Cat Williams is on there as a pimp?
A pimp named Slipback?
Yeah. We're a pod named Kickback.
Okay, I get it now.
Okay.
I get it now.
It happened by accident because our RSS number from Transistor, who does our podcast, they misspelled. It was Kickback TV. Because we had a kickback and we recorded all that. And they called us It Back. And I was like, what the fuck is an It Back? Like, spell our shit right.
Right.
And I told our boy, and he was like, It Back? What the fuck is that? Nigga, y'all a pimp named It Back. And we just laughed. I was like, nah, nigga, we a pod named Kickback.
I think that has a nice ring to it.
I do too. And as soon as I said it, we always like, change the name. Get some mugs. Get some
Right.
coffee mugs. So welcome to a pod named Kickback, also known as the Black CNN, and the revolution will be televised. I'm no breaks new, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Every Monday, we right back at it. I feel fantastic.
You just sound like Rick Ross and shit.
I used to rap, and when Rick Ross came out, they were like, you saw Rick Ross. I've rapped for 20 years. But yeah, I've heard that.
I know. I like it.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Toria Grace, aka the Vixen with the Voice, the Blonde Bombshell. We in the building today. It's Monday. Happy Monday, everybody.
You not purple today?
No purple, but I may put purple in before the week is up.
Well, that's gonna be cute.
So I came in purple a couple weeks ago. I still have some burgundy, like.
Can you keep changing your hair color?
Yes,
I
I
heard
am.
something like you couldn't be.
I'm natural. I can do whatever the hell I want.
Oh, well,
Shout out to all my natural
she's me.
beauties.
She is me.
And there it is. What's up, y'all? It's JB Frank. I'm that gangster geek representing NWA, Nerds with Attitude. Happy Monday, everybody, but
Happy
most
Father's Day.
importantly, thank you, Tori.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
I didn't get
Happy Father. This motherfucker. Anyway.
I'm saying, no.
Happy Father's Day
Amazon.
to
My
all the
ruler has
fathers.
been missing for 3
Right,
months.
right.
Why did I get a Happy
Snap
Father's Day?
back.
I am a step-in dad. There are children that I'm godfather to his children.
That don't mean you a daddy.
Oh, well, just fucking a girl don't mean I'm a daddy neither.
No, it doesn't.
But what I do for the children in my life,
No.
yeah, whatever. Jamie,
Happy Father's Day
Thank
to
you.
all of you fathers out there, to all of you real fathers, you real men out there. We love you, we bless you on your special day. Make sure to spend time with your kids on today. That's what it's all about.
fathers, stepdads, step-in dads, uncles, godfathers, big brothers, I salute you all. And someone else we're going to salute, Tiffany from Mixed Signals Podcast.
Thank you.
Give them a little background about who you are.
Let's see. I am from Mixed Signals Podcast. We have this really crazy podcast about feminism and niggas not being shit. We talk a lot about a lot of different things. For one, most of us on the podcast hate monogamy. So we're just some radical ass girls on the podcast, and we just go talk about our lives. I started the podcast like in 2015, and we kind of always like going through some real shit with like our men and stuff in our lives. I was like, damn, we need to document this, just how we feeling about just changing the whole relationship game. And so that's what we've been doing since.
Sounds like we already set up a segue into our first topic.
It's icebreaker. So that's why you started it.
Yeah, kinda. I think we was having a lot of questions like drinking and stuff and getting drunk and just
Girls night in.
That's
Girls
kind of how it started.
That's not kind of how this started.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
exactly
and,
how
oh my
it
God,
started.
our audio is horrible, but we just kept putting it out there, and women were just like, oh my God, I can't believe a group of women feels like this about like just outwardly. Because there's some sort of feminism that's like boring and stuff, but ours is like
It's fire.
crazy.
It's intense.
So, and then I started doing that, and then I got divorced on the show.
Oh,
I started off the show married.
Poor
This
guy.
year I'm no longer married.
That's
So
what it is.
yeah, it kind of helped me release all of that stuff that I was holding
Did you
back
have
for
a
a long
divorce
time.
party?
No, but we're going on a cruise in September, so that'll be good.
I think most
Yeah.
women I know have had a divorce party. My mom had a divorce party.
Divorcing
We
for
threw
free.
it for her.
The best thing that could
And it was my daddy.
I get free weekends now, bitch. That's the best thing.
Well, shit.
That Friday
because we got you here.
That Friday through Sunday,
Like
hit
them
different.
babies.
I'm like, bye, out the door.
Holla at you in 3 days.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, I
And,
did all my partying before the divorce. So.
Oh my
So,
God.
there's
So-
two
Is that
divorces.
what
We'll talk about that later. But yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why you started. Not were Ayana and Cece the girls you were having the drinks
Yeah,
with?
we're all
That
best
conversation?
friends. We've
Okay, that's
been
what's up.
knowing each other for a real long time, and we kind of all were going through just like an awakening of what we wanted our friendships to look like, our relationships to look like, and then doing a lot of complaining on the page because it's all women. We've always had all women guests, and we kind of just let women take turns talking about stuff that concerns them.
Me and Jamie have a goal.
We had our mamas.
Me and Jamie have a goal.
Two of us
to
are
be
moms on the podcast.
Well, now I'm
Will-
talking
will
about
we be the
they
first-
mamas, not us as mamas.
Oh.
We good
But we'd be the
mamas.
first if we crack y'all code. Would we be the first men on your show?
Mm-hmm.
Grill.
JB goals to be the first men on Mixed Signals.
Yeah, I say you put them on there, and I'm gonna help you write questions.
Yes, because it's gonna be interrogation stuff.
Just don't be afraid of the answers. That's all
Don't-
I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's
say.
okay.
Don't-
I'm okay with the answers.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
So, well, JB, let's go. Let's circle around to you. I guess.
How did we start this podcast, dude?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't start as a podcast. Let's start with that. We've been doing this for a very, very long time. So I won't go through the whole history because we've done that before. For the sake of brevity, I will talk about how our show started. You know what I'm saying? Not how the podcast started, but how our show started. Our show started exactly the way you see it right now, with us sitting around talking shit about life and politics and what's going on and whatever. And whenever we're talking, people always want to jump in and get involved in the conversation. It's always a whole lot of fun, and a whole lot of yelling and screaming and strong opinions, and you know. And so it's like, well, look, let's do this for real. Like, people, we got something to say because people always seem to want to hear us. That's how our show started. And it was a rocky road, but we're here.
I'll piggyback off of you and we'll end with Tori. So, yeah, that's basically what happened. I had a little bit of experience in internet radio, and JB's a singer, I was a rapper, so we're used to being on stage. So this was like our stage almost. And we used to do kickbacks. We famous for game night. You'll be invited. We famous for game night. The summertime, we always at the pool. And our game nights and our kickbacks, this was good. And we had good conversations because we're not like dumbass niggas. We said, when we talk, like, our kickback, we're going to talk about this and that and that and that. And I was like, this conversation will be good if somebody recorded this shit. And so we started doing it that way. And it was the New the Mayor show with JB Frank. Then it was Kickback TV. And now it's a pod named Kickback. And I guess we switched because we saw a podcast with a radio feature. And we said internet radio or Facebook TV or internet, Ustream, whatever, is cool. This podcast thing is going somewhere. I don't know where, but I see the trajectory like this. So we hopped on with the podcast in January of last year. And last week was our 50th episode. Hey, 51. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And,
51.
Tori.
Okay, so I got started, honestly, oh Lord. That's how I got to where I am now. I was minding my own business, and one day I was like, I need to be on the radio because I got a lot of shit to say, and people need to hear what the fuck I'm saying. So, one of my homeboys, actually, y'all remember like the mall photographer? So my homeboy was the mall photographer, and he was like, hey, I got these guys, like, you should link up with them. So shout out to Gio, because Gio was the one like, no, you need to go over here, holler with my boys, and I started internet radio. That went on for almost a year, and then I stopped. And about 3 months ago, I was like, I miss internet radio. I need to start my own podcast because I still got a bunch of shit to say, and ain't nobody listening to me until I start talking shit on Facebook.
Right.
And New hit me up like, hey, come check it out, see how it goes. And the first show, I was like, I'm coming back. I text my homegirl, I was like, I was trying to be on the computer at the same time, and then somebody talking shit about me, talking about she looked disengaged, and I want to be like, fuck you, because you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
And
The Facebook Live audience.
right, New hit me up and was like, why don't you come back? And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, come on back, let's see how it goes. I was like, okay, well, can we get some drinks, maybe some food?
Right.
Like, can we kind of, well, we usually have that. And I'm like, well, we didn't have it this week, so.
Right.
I'm here. I'm back. I love being here. It's fun. I do have a lot of shit to say. I'm typically the asshole and like the anti. What's wrong with you? There's something wrong with you. You can't be the right girl. No, I'm fine. I just think it's shit differently. That's all. That's it.
Well, thank you for giving us a second chance. Honestly, this is my first time hearing your first impression.
I didn't think y'all was gonna have me back. I was like, I told my homegirl, I was like, Rhonda, I don't think it went well. I don't think they gonna have me back.
We had another young lady on the show, Meek, who comes in, does spot weeks, kind of like, Michelle doing. She comes in every now and then. And so we had a little rapport with Meek. And Meek is loud. Me and Meek cracking each other all shows. We're trying to do a show, and we cracking jokes on each other in the middle of the topics. So I think that
And it's like I was on the nerd side, so
Right.
it was the two quiet ones on one
and
side.
that's what I try not to do. I always try to keep us balanced. I usually keep our guests next to me because I'm the biggest personality. So if you get quiet, I can, hey,
Right.
you know, and kind of bring you out. But yeah, so the two quiet ones were over there, her and JB,
And
me
then
and me
I was
over there
all
having
the
a
way
party.
on the end. So
Y'all
I'm
over
sitting
there
here like,
having a party.
Yeah. So at one point, me and her were joining. Me and me was joining each
and
other.
it wasn't giving
And
y'all a
those two
second
over
chance.
there.
It was giving me a second chance because I was like, it didn't go well. I didn't talk that much. They were sitting over there laughing and shit, and it just wasn't.
I'm
good.
gonna show you the clip because at one point me and me could argue and laughing and joking, and those two were like, "This is the quiet side." Like,
We were
what
literally
they doing?
sitting
Like,
on there in the
Right.
middle of the Facebook Live. We're like having a whole conversation. Like, is it like this every week?
Right.
Are they like that? Because they need to be separated. Like
Right.
they're loud and obnoxious.
Is she from New York too?
me-
Where's she from?
she's from Virginia. I'm from DC. You think I'm
Well,
from New York?
I guess I should say up north. I shouldn't say New York.
Well, DC's
Up north.
DC's below the
Interesting.
line.
Yeah,
So, you know.
it's interesting how people from down here keep saying that DC is up north.
You're from here?
Well, I'm from New York by way of Alabama.
Okay.
No, I'm from Alabama by way of New York. I left New York when I was 10 or 12. And then I moved to Alabama. And I spent the
Oh,
rest
they
of my
asked
days
what's
in
the
the
building
South.
number. Y'all, I'm being ratchet today, so when y'all see me
8177.
eat all this food, forgive me. I'm hungry. I
It
forgot
says
to eat
it in
today.
orange letters
Right.
on the side of the
Nah, alright.
building.
Yeah, well, apparently my
You'll
driver
learn
is
this
lost.
about me. I struggle. I don't suffer stupid. Sorry. 8177.
Hey, so I'm telling people my address. I just realized we on the
I didn't say
That's okay. They don't know if
I didn't say that.
8177 is downtown Atlanta.
Yeah,
next door
didn't
to
say
the
the
strip
street.
club.
We out here in College Park.
We in East Point, bitch.
We in New
We out here
York.
in Snellville. We in Cali.
We 8177. You don't know what that is.
Now we in France, and one more time, shout out to our listeners in France.
Yes,
France
yes.
is our second largest market.
Yeah.
We don't know why. We don't know why, but
Please don't speak French.
Merci
No.
beaucoup.
Kayete Kubogo.
Herder,
Shut your
toi,
mouth.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, on 12, on 13, 14, 15,
I
16,
told you that is
17,
the
18,
worst
19, 20,
Spanish.
21, it's French. 21, 22, 23,
That's
24,
worse
25,
than
26.
every-
JB, tell them I'm counting right. My numbers is right.
He's counting correctly, but his pronunciation is horrible.
It's
I
horrendous.
said it last week to our French viewers. I said it in
He
French.
apologized.
I'm a little too drunk now to say it today, but I apologize for his French. We don't speak French, but thank you for
This
listening.
DC French. See? Tiff know, it's DC French.
You see, it gets
He knows more than me.
Ooh, ooh. There's my food, y'all. I'm gonna be ratchet today. I told y'all. I
This is
apologize.
a party and kickback first.
Yeah.
Right. Going back to the roots.
Wait, you saying this is the first time somebody's ever ordered food?
Live on the show?
Are y'all calling me fat?
I would never.
I think he's calling me fat, y'all.
I ain't say that.
I feel some type
News,
of way.
News not a liar, so he wouldn't say that.
Boom.
Oh, he
Wait
is
for
a
the
liar.
second.
He's a black man. Shit.
Black men don't
Whoa.
cheat. Black men don't cheat, and we don't lie.
Black men don't cheat.
Or lie.
Fucking lies.
Or lie.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the first question I'm gonna ask is, how many men have y'all dated? Yes, I'm
But
being
I
petty.
am a man.
But I'm being
I've
petty.
dated 0 men, but I am a man.
Okay,
I have been a man
therefore-
for 43 years.
Therefore, because you have not dated a man, you cannot speak for all black men because I have dated
I
way
am
more.
a black man. Are you a black? How many
Have you
times have you
dated
been a black
black
man?
men? How
Have
many
you ever
times-
been a
how
black
many
man?
black men
Have you
have you
ever been a black
How many
man?
black men
How
have you been in a
have you
relationship
ever
with?
been a black man?
This is the statement black men do not cheat cannot be solidified and concluded by a black man due to the fact that y'all don't date each other.
But I am a black man. I can tell you about me.
I can say this though. When you tell a black man like me that black men ain't shit, we also feel like that is a circumspect comment because you are basically
Yes, it is
making an assumption
circumspect,
I got high
about me.
hopes.
That's just circumspect.
Well, okay,
Tell
well,
them what
then-
I
circumspect
have
means.
high hopes.
That's J.B. Frank word of the day. That shit circumspect. I'm telling you, on a circumspect shit, Tori. And Tiffany over there with a circumspect smile. Don't be smiling at circumspect.
I'm gonna let him explain what's
And it's totally fine with him saying that, because I will go back and say I do have high hopes that even though a majority of the black men that I have dated with have been shit, I still have hope that there is somebody out there.
Shit.
Men around the world ain't shit.
So that is what
men in
Circumspect.
general
What is circumspect?
are just not shit.
circumspect is a way of looking at things that can be sometimes confusing because it's looking at the whole picture but not clearly. So
and even though it's obstreperous, what's the first word?
Obstreperous.
It's obstreperous. It's still circumspect.
It's not circumspect.
Because
There are studies that show that black women, when she marries, not only does she pick up most of the work, but her wealth and also her chances of getting higher up in the economy dwindles.
That is absolutely 100% not true. And the reason why I can say it is not true is because I know specifically of certain circumstances where the opposite effect has occurred.
Well,
let's keep it really, really simple. The reason why that statement is not true at a basic level and the reason why those types of arguments are circumspect is because they look at everybody but the person you are talking to, who is me, right? And I'm different. Now, I'm different, I'm a bad motherfucker, but I'm not the only bad motherfucker. What if the motherfucker that you are talking to, that you just said that to, is also a nigga who is literally double the income of every female
So
he's
you're
been
telling
involved
me
with?
if there's
On their own,
a
nothing to do with me.
a cookie jar of 200 cookies, and you tell me, well, 10 of these cookies are not bad. The other 190 might mess up your credit, might cause you emotional turmoil,
Get you pregnant,
might
take care of
Let
you.
me ask you a
But go
very
ahead,
basic
feel
question.
free and go find those 10 good cookies.
Let me ask you a very basic question. When a nigga finds you, do you think that he found a bad cookie or a good cookie?
Knowing what
I
I
don't
bring
answer
to the table, me, a good
Right,
cookie.
right,
I'm
exactly.
a good cookie.
So how do you think I feel?
No, I don't feel like he's found a bad or anything
I don't think
cookie.
it's
I think
that's
I
cookie.
understand where my issues are. I accept them, which most black men don't even have an idea of where a lot of their trauma starts. I accept my trauma.
She's right
I
about
work on my trauma. I don't bring my trauma to anybody else. It is mine and my own. That's what I know I bring to the table.
So
Is
what is that?
self-awareness.
I respect. Let's be doing that. I respect that, but I know women who don't. I know women who refuse to get therapy. I was head over heels, like, baby, get some therapy. You fucking crazy.
So-
and she wouldn't do it.
We'll touch on that. I was told in my last relationship that I was fucking psycho. So I went to therapy. 2 therapists. 2 different ones. Talked to both of them. And including because he was like, you need to talk to a man and you need to ask a man their opinion.
I want to address this.
I do want to
I want
address
to
this
address
most
this
definitely.
too. Can you
Go
say
ahead.
it?
Playing devil's advocate. Is it because we attract shit men? And if so, how do we not attract shit men?
I'll say this.
It's not that we attract
I
shit men.
wanna-
It's just
I
that
wanna-
there is more shit men than there is good men. If
But
women
there
can
are a lot of
attract what
shit
they wanted
women.
to attract.
There are more shit women than
There are more shit women than are good women.
Yes.
No, have you ever dated? Let's see, you dated a woman, you dated a man, you dated a woman. Like, to me,
But when you
my
look at
experience.
what women, the shit that women go through, a lot of black men don't realize that in general they have this thing called male privilege. Now I've seen it all over. Just for Father's Day, I'm gonna say this: the lack of awareness and how cute it is in the home, in the family, how much stress goes on the woman versus the man. I believe that when you do have a lot of women who aren't shit, it's because they haven't grown up with a lot of the stuff, just like I look at it with men. But women are more pressured to cover that because what we have kids,
We
what
supposed
we
to
have
be a down-ass chick.
we can't even be housewives anymore. We also have to go to work and do
I don't know if you
shit.
can't be.
No,
you
but
can't.
I know.
In this day and age,
I know.
it is
I know housewives. I know them. I know them. Like you're wrong. I know them.
No,
You know
hold on.
housewives, but that's not the majority
I
of
run
women.
two.
Majority
Hold
of
on.
Okay, that might be true. That might be
I
true.
run
That might be true.
yes, I run two
But
mothers
I think that I think that what gets lost, and this is our question of the week that we're going to get you later, is dating in Atlanta that bad? Part 2, because I love part 1 so much.
I think it's bad on both sides.
And Love Jones,
that's my point. My point is it's bad on both sides.
attractive shit
because
men.
This
gotta address her.
we will love, we will. This is what I found, and this is why I used to say dating in Atlanta wasn't bad. I used to argue against it, like it's fine. Y'all just fucking up, because men would tell me all the women in Atlanta ain't shit. They all want to be popping bad bitches. They all want to be popping bad bitches, and they all want to, have niggas cater to them, and blah, 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 and all the women in Atlanta ain't shit. No, wait. Let me get the point. That's what men would tell me. But then women will come to me and say, niggas in Atlanta ain't shit, they ain't doing this, they're not responsible, they don't do this, they ain't not trying to work. And I would be stuck in the middle like, how the fuck are all the men saying all the women in Atlanta are trash? How the fuck are all the women saying all the men in Atlanta are trash? But these women are good,
So
these men
we're
are
gonna
good.
get
How
the
are y'all
men.
not meeting?
I'm gonna say
That's what
something
used to fuck with me.
quickly and easily. If you are out meeting a bitch who's got her nails done, hair done, toes done, all this shit, she comes looking like an expensive package, that's what the fuck you get.
I think.
But if you meet a nigga who
Personally-
ain't shit, never was shit, never did
personally,
shit,
the
then that's what you
idea-
get.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Like, I get what you're
Well, no,
saying
because
there,
I've
but
met-
what
I've
I'm
dated-
saying is
I
if
disagree
you
with
go
you.
out and you get
I
a
disagree
girl
because
that
I've
has
dated-
her toes done, nails done, hair
I'ma
done,
tell you
all
why
this
it's
stuff, that is something that she is going to keep you accountable for
That's not
to
true.
maintain.
I've dated plenty models, and you tell me,
I-
I've dated plenty models, and you know some, and that ain't true. It
But
just ain't true.
I believe that if
We
women
have to keep that up.
First of
No, I
all,
don't.
the financial
It's not
aspect
true.
of this was not created by women. It's always been created by men to be the providers.
I agree.
That is something that
I
has
agree.
backfired against them, and there are still women who believe that. For me, to be a free woman, I don't want to have to depend on anybody.
And I'm not trusting no
I
girl
don't-
to be
I don't
dependent on
like-
because of what my mom went through.
I don't like to be
That's
dependent.
one situation. Your mom.
But the thing is that some of these men do want kept women in the sense that they want her to be a
Dependent.
housewife, but they cannot afford it. They cannot afford the lifestyle of it.
And
So
Why is
somehow-
somebody wrong?
Well, so remember how,
Because
well,
it's
hold up, time out. Remember how earlier I said I don't suffer stupid, like I don't tolerate stupid. Unfortunately, stupidity is an epidemic, and what we're talking about here is we're talking about a lot of people who jump out there and make promises that not only they can't deliver on, they don't try to, back and forth. And that is the fundamental issue. That is the problem, right? So going back and forth about the money, I don't know if that's really what the heart of the matter is, because the simple fact is it's 2019. Everybody needs to be financially self-sufficient and independent.
I
Mm-hmm.
And
agree with that.
me, like for me personally, and I remember this about my own marriage, I told her straight up, you went to Harvard the same fucking way I did. It doesn't make any fucking sense for you to be sitting in here and being a kept woman. And that's what she came at me with initially. The reason why was because of my earning potential and what could happen, and we were talking about having kids. And I was like, I want a girl, and I want my girl to see a mother who is able to go out and earn and have us
you
income
have
But
for
to counter,
yourself.
but to counter
the
that,
newfound ideals of what a woman should be, and every man does not view that.
That's why I started with I don't suffer stupid.
I was legitimately
But to
told
counter that-
you were supposed to stay at home and take care of the kids. Why are you at work?
I don't think that
I
staying
never-
home
I
and
don't
taking
really-
care
I
of the
don't
kids
really-
is necessarily like
I don't-
the worst thing a woman can
Fuck
do.
it.
For me, I think staying home and taking care of the kids is a lot more work than people think.
It's a whole hell of a lot of work.
It's a lot more emotionally stressful than people think. Housework is not fun. That's why for me, marriage was not my thing, because it didn't matter how much I worked or he worked, I still had to take care of every single thing in the house. It was not an even split. We still had the traditional gender role inside the home plus working outside, and that does not work.
And it's
I
not
agree. That does
fair.
not work.
It doesn't
That's
work and it's
fair.
not
No.
fair.
That's fair.
I 100% agree with you and you. I think that is correct. I don't have an argument. I am saying you're right. We're going to table this until we get into dating in Atlanta.
Nice look.
But
yeah.
for the record, y'all are right, and I agree, and no argument.
Let's keep it moving though. I'm with you.
But our what the fuck? Wait a minute. So
Yeah,
when did we
what
talk
the
about black men don't cheat? So
I
black
mean-
men don't cheat. Well, we're moving on.
Yeah, right.
Like we say motherfucking lies.
Segue.
What
There's
the
a lot
fuck
of
story?
topics.
What the fuck story of the week is
You like that, don't you?
I think it's cute
this-
that black men need a what? What was it?
A whole support group.
Support group, not to cheat. That's
I used to, I don't want to delve back into it, but I used to say all the time, not cheating is a full-time job. And I'm being honest. No, nigga, if everywhere you go is some pussy thrown at you, not cheating is a
if you
full-time
gonna
job.
cheat, let your girl cheat too.
But I don't cheat.
Cheat,
I don't cheat.
motherfucking
But
sex.
I don't
both
cheat.
ways.
If
But
you
I
want
agree
some
with you.
side
I
ass, then
agree
I
with
want
you.
some
I
side
agree with
dick.
you. I agree with you.
I literally don't
I
have to
agree.
do anything to cheat. I can walk out of this building right now and a guy look at me and I could be fucking him in the room next door
In 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I agree.
Men, they have to talk.
No, we
They
don't.
have to
No,
whine.
not
Unless
no
you
more.
come across
Not no
someone
more.
that's just that. But
Not no
listen,
more.
this is how you hit it, not no more. And it's not because of you. It's because women are taking control of their sexuality. They don't care what men
I don't need
think
the credit. I don't need the credit
So
for it.
it balances itself out with the more sexually free women are, the more
I was
this
gonna
cheating
say-
shit is just gonna be just
I work in a
the-
building with doctors, lawyers, architects, designers. Like I work in a nice
I can
ass
think
building
of so
with
many
a
more
lot
worse
of
than men cheating. personally.
racetrack corporate office is close to me. Like, do you
Convincing me
think
into
it's
a bad
difficult for me to find
investment.
something? If I choose to shut it
Right.
down and say this is
Fucking
what I'm
right.
doing,
Right.
But this is my only point is, and I'm not saying it's exclusively to men. I'm saying not cheating. When I was younger, I felt like it was
It's
a
not
full
hard.
Because
time
it,
job.
but I think I'm gonna agree with him. It is a full-time job because wanting to have sex with other people is a natural thing. It is not. It is
I
not.
got a whole different
Right.
soapbox.
I got a question for y'all.
But I think
I got a
it's
question.
people wanting to have sex with other people is natural. Women just have been suppressed. My girlfriend shared a story, an article. Well, she's reading this book, and it calls women who have been years and years of sexually repressing themselves well-bred. Their appetite for sexual desire has been strategically and socially constructed so that it's so low it's easy for women to stay faithful. But women are meant to mate, for real. Like, everybody in here is meant to mate and have sex and do all of that stuff. But women have been repressed so that they don't have that desire, but men get to go around and do that. And y'all settle down when y'all are in the height of it. When y'all get old, y'all can't keep it up. And y'all settle down when
What's old?
well, I'm saying like 65-year-olds.
When y'all-
women that
and
age
she's
are
not lying,
getting better.
because I've
men
watched
have
it happen.
their prime when they're young, and they settle down into these relationships while they're young, and this is their prime time for them.
and they'll settle down when they're like damn near on their
Well,
deathbed.
but
I might as well get married now.
I might as well.
I'll counter you with this. Women are usually their most desirable when they're in their like early to mid 20s. That's when everybody wants them. And men, we're usually not as desirable until we get into our 40s and get a little more established. So it works against you as well. It works for you and against
No,
you.
I don't think so. I think that's men's, and I think
I'm
men.
telling you what you
I think
You gonna tell me what we
people.
think?
I think people in general
You gonna tell us what we think?
relate young and fresh to something that they lack. Men who are older lack the agility, the stamina, and they look for that in younger
What's
women.
older? What's older? Because I got some 20-year-olds that I fuck that can't keep up, and I'm in my 40s. So I don't know that that's
That would
Shoot
be
it all.
experience compared to stamina.
no. Well, I think it's a combination of both.
Because you have young men who are
I got an example. I got a shit.
How long has cougar been a term? How long has young men?
I'm a tiger, like the rapper tiger.
And you go outside and play
younger men
like to fuck older women.
And because the sex gets better as the woman gets older.
Yeah, there are.
I got a broken ankle.
Yeah,
I can't
there's a reason
play
for
basketball.
that. There are a couple of different things. Let's do this. Let's do this, y'all.
You're misdiagnosing.
If Michael Jordan went on the court,
You're misdiagnosing.
Michael Jordan can tell Steph some shit to do on the court that Steph
I'm not
doesn't
speaking to
touch.
you. I'm telling you, I'm speaking to Samuel. You're saying I'm speaking to experience.
We're trying.
I'm telling you, I'm speaking to
So
experience.
if you see a homeboy cheating, but you gonna tell him, man, come on,
No.
black men don't cheat. He ain't
Yeah,
gonna
yes, I will.
He
That's
gonna
a fact.
high five his ass if he
No,
learn
no,
right,
no.
bro.
Stop. JB, hold on. JB, tell me.
Yeah, that's literally what happens. What the fuck, nigga? Like, cut that shit out. That's stupid. Like it's a waste of
We older. We a little bit different. I'm not applauding my boy for cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
Like I ain't built that way. Now when I was in my 20s.
But do you
Like,
see what we have to experience?
I don't want to put.
Wait, hold on.
Let me finish. I don't want to put on a halo right now. That's fake.
That's exactly my.
But
That's what I was just saying.
But my point is,
Yes.
no. But my point is, when one of my brothers come to me in our 30s, like, yeah, I'm cheating and this is just, and they have a child or something, I'm sitting here like, oh, nah.
And now let me hit you with this. When you are in your 20s, a woman is at her most fertile time. When she hits in her 40s, she is losing her fertility. She can't do the same shit y'all do. So by the time y'all sitting over here figuring out, oh, you know what, I want to settle down, I'm ready to have kids, I physically can't reproduce.
Okay.
So while y'all are running around here like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm in my 20s, I'm gonna high five my homeboy, and we're at 20 sitting over here like, I need to get my shit together, hurry up, get my career going, I have to be done by 40.
But this is
We have to be done by 40.
But this is
you might be able to get by at
if you really want to be a
45,
mother, you
but
can do
you
it without.
cannot do it after 45 because our eggs are physically not producing
right,
anymore.
but that's not the conversation though. Like you brought up a whole separate point.
No, this has to do with the point of you high-fiving your homeboy at 20. I can't high-five her at 20 like,
She's saying like biologically it doesn't make sense because the time in which a woman's window to create and have babies and stuff is a fun time for you. But when it's time for you to settle down, this woman has been through a bunch of niggas high-fiving and being stupid and her window is closed now.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. No.
I have no more window. It's over. It's expired.
You are
done.
right.
Unfortunately,
You're right.
That is
I blame all the women, like the damaged women I come in contact with. I blame niggas for that. I'm like, oh, that some
you
nigga
know what?
fucked
A
you
lot
up.
but I will say there are terrible moms and stuff out there too.
There
But I
are
think
too.
a lot of them, in general, I think most of the people who have familiar family trauma and all that stuff is a man's fault.
Well, I'll say it this way. I'll say it this way. I won't go that far.
But even with men
But
though,
I'll
they
say,
have a
like-
lot of male trauma in their life or the lack thereof, and so do the women, even bad women, even women
If
who are
we
messed
really,
up.
if we really break it down though, and I don't want to get too deep because we still ain't got to all the sensitive topics, but there are a lot of that trauma, a good portion of that trauma is caused by black men, but it's black men in this system in America. So these are black men who had every opportunity to be good and just chose bad.
But see,
These are black men that had drugs and
it's just really hard for me to accept that when globally men are superior and globally, no matter the color, they're not doing anything. For example, it's 2019, but it's 2019 and people in Sudan have not been touched by slavery, and look what they're doing to their own people, and it's men raping these people.
Right, but that's
men
Sudan.
have an issue and they need to come together. Instead of saying black men don't cheat, they need to come together and figure out how all of this violence and this trauma that they have can be addressed. Because
But
women
we are
can't
doing
fix
that.
that.
We are doing that. That's
Yeah,
happening.
you
See,
gotta
the
look
guy
at-
that did the song Black Men Don't Cheat has a book called Anxiety. My mind's playing tricks on me, all about dealing with trauma that black men go through. So
Yeah.
it's literally happening. We're doing it.
I hate to segue y'all, but speaking of trauma, let's get into our what the fuck stories of the day, because we'll talk about this shit all
We
day.
tried that like
answers.
10 minutes ago, and you still ain't got it.
So I'm trying again.
Okay,
You
let's get
noticed
there.
that.
So I need answers. Shamie, go ahead and tell us about this.
Okay, so what the fuck story of the day? The first story, I'm not even gonna say her fucking name because I really don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this topic. But
Hitler. Her name is Hitler. Hitler.
So a woman was
Shit,
arrested. A woman was arrested for domestic violence and assault because she apparently squeezed her boy during an argument. She got angry, started yelling, screaming, cussing, grabbed this dude's balls and squeezed them so hard that he said that they were bleeding. And then she proceeded to beat on him some more and choke him. And it was a bad situation, a horrible situation. This is fucked up, and this is one of those rare cases of domestic abuse that does not involve the man being the primary assailant, right?
Not a rare case.
Well,
according to statistics,
statistically
it's rare.
and by comparison,
I know. Okay. We're not gonna
I know.
The
I'm gonna
things
say.
that are reported, we get that. We get the things
I
that
get
aren't
that.
reported.
I also get that this
Things I've
is
seen.
Very small.
this is
One in
more
four
this is
women
more
report it.
common than what is actually reported on. The fucked up thing about this whole situation is that this dude didn't even really try and defend himself.
Thank you.
At this point, and that's the part that I struggle with. She grabbed his nuts, which is, ladies, let's just say this.
Yeah, I don't know that
Let's say
he
it right
could
here.
defend himself. Is my
Thank you.
argument.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
this.
let me jump in, JB.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because if I want people to know this, I know Eddie Murphy made the stand-up comedy routine where he was like, "Ladies, I'm gonna kick you in your dick. I'm gonna kick you in your nuts. You ain't
It's not
gotta
funny.
kick no nuts. You can graze some nuts, and that motherfucker be fucked up." And he was like, "That pain is even worse because you don't know if it's gonna hurt or not. That pain has a delay." We're like, "Did she just hit my mother?" Ah! And that's true. Like you can graze my
It
nuts.
happens in
And
waves. It
it'll
comes in waves.
hit you and drop you and debilitate you. I will say this. I like my nuts pulled.
That's what I was
all
supposed to
real
say.
good.
No men like.
I like them pulled, like downward.
Like you milking a cow, but not as hard.
Yeah, and not a constant motion. Just like a grab and just hold and pull.
Oh, you like
Not
the
a-
second place.
Yeah, you can't do this to my nuts. That's gonna fucking be. I'm gonna start
You need to
crying.
stop
I'm
doing
gonna
that.
die.
My
I'm gonna
first
die.
question
You know?
is,
Well, let me answer it before you ask me. Why the fuck you did that?
Yeah. Let's give it a try.
Yeah. So,
I'm waiting.
if a woman grabs my nuts aggressively, I think I may try to like, come off me. But like, it's gonna be a scream. Like, it's gonna be a man screaming. It's not. It is. The nuts are very fragile, and I believe that a woman grabbing your nuts with the intent to squeeze will be debilitating. It's like sometimes you get a gut punch and just drop you to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts are worse than a gut punch.
Yes.
I don't know if there's anything that anyone can do to any human, male or female, that would drop them immediately and render them helpless.
I'm a mama of boys, so I need to ask this question. Do I need to teach my boys fight or flight immediately if somebody grabs your nuts?
Yeah, but
Okay.
no, you need to teach them to never let the nuts be grabbed.
Yeah.
So
Because if somebody
that,
grabs their nuts,
that is
The fight
also
is
the fight is over.
Yeah.
Did you feel the pain? Are you debilitated?
Ow.
Are you debilitated?
No, I wasn't
If it was
debilitated,
nuts,
but
and it was nuts, you'd
I
be
promise
debilitated.
you, I have been kicked in my pelvic bone before.
You have nuts.
And
You
that-
have nuts.
It doesn't matter.
No, you don't understand what nuts are.
Do you understand what's down there?
You don't
It's
understand what nuts are.
bone.
It's
When
nuts.
you-
I would rather be kicked. I just broke a bone. I'm just starting to.
You're comparing your ankle bone to
My
my
ankle,
pelvic
I'm
bone.
telling you, my ankle bone and my balls, there's a big difference.
I
just feel
there's
like
a-
this.
Yeah.
If he would have defended himself,
He should have
I
punched
don't know
the
if
shit
he
out of her.
could.
I don't.
He should've punched
But
the shit out of
men can defend themselves and commit manslaughter. Like they can kill somebody with their strength of defense. But I think he just knew that the best thing for him to do, since it probably wasn't something extremely life-threatening, was to go to the cops and
The
get it
nuts
reported.
is like
You're
And
talking
that's the
about-
other question, like,
You
You
can't
didn't have a
screw-
choice
So,
after.
you didn't beat her ass, you called the police.
You guys aren't.
I'm
grasping
talking this from a woman.
this
I've
situation.
definitely slapped and hit a man before, just out of sheer being.
But that's. to
But-
me, that's
and I feel like if
nothing
he
in
would've-
comparison.
hit me back or something, it just would not have been even.
You know what? I'm
So
conflicted.
I guess
conflicted
it's hard for me
because
to gauge
I'm gonna
how
teach
a
my
man
boys that if a girl
I'm-
grabs
I'm
your
too-
nuts, somebody
It's too
will
late.
check
It's
it.
too late.
Well,
you're not.
so-
You're not getting it. Hold on. You're not getting it. We had this conversation in pre-production, and you guys still don't get it. If once you grab the nuts, it's over. Like you keep saying, well, I'm gonna teach my son that if they grab his nuts to fight back. It's too late then. You gotta teach your son to not let his nuts get grabbed.
I get
I
that
don't
part
understand what y'all keep.
I
Every time you
don't
say
understand.
once they grab his
I
nuts,
think-
fight. It's like
Wait.
you don't get it.
I
So-
think I'm gonna just teach my son if the argument gets serious, because I've been so heated in those arguments that have gotten that, and it's been equally a provoking situation on both sides. I always suggest walk away, get in the car, and leave, and don't come back if you in
Ever.
that. Because men can really hurt somebody if they put their hands on a woman. It's different
I
between
agree.
a woman slapping you. She might scratch you or some shit on your face. Nigga, you could punch her head, go into a corner of a desk. She
And
dead.
she done.
Or she
Okay,
can
you know
grab
what
your
I'm saying?
balls.
But that's
I
what
don't
I don't
know.
understand.
We gotta do a Google.
That's
That's
We
what
gotta
I
do a
don't
Google.
understand.
We gotta do a
Like,
Google.
she
I
sat
don't
there
think that
and
anything a
grabbed
man
her
can do to
balls.
a woman is worse than a woman grabbing his balls and squeezing them till they bleed.
Well,
Let
she
go.
could do
Let go.
what the woman did in the neck.
Or she could.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I was about to say, thank you.
Wow.
Excellent segue.
She could.
That was pretty good. That was good.
That was a good segue.
When Tori going break, me having Tiff come back. Tiff, we bring it back next week.
I'm going for like 2 weeks.
That was a great segue.
Going on a vacation. I'm about to wear a bathing suit and like run around and be stupid for a whole week.
You gonna film them?
Some twerk videos that open up the OnlyFans.
I should.
Post some white toes.
Yo, they got me $40.
Okay.
All right.
This next story.
Happened here.
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Remind me,
Woman,
What was the girl's name?
Michael Jackson lookalike.
It wasn't me.
her
I got good aim.
her
I ain't
boyfriend and her man had apparently filed a restraining order against her to keep this chick away from
Yeah,
him.
so he knew she
But
was crazy.
she snuck into his house and apparently shot him while he was asleep. Shot him in the arm. Obviously he called authorities and had her arrested. His arm is, fucked up now. Luckily it was just an arm wound.
I know
She
it's
shot him
not
in the
funny,
sleep.
but it's petty. What she did was
Yeah.
petty, but she shot him in the arm.
Why
She could have shot him anywhere else if she really wanted to get
Yeah.
She just wanted to
She
kill him.
just wanted to bother him.
But we don't even know if she's a good shot.
It
She
don't
could have been
matter.
aiming for the balls. She could have been aiming for the balls and just
Yeah.
hit the arm.
That
Well,
would've
when you
been
talk
awful.
about like the buck action, or depending on what kind of pistol it is, it might have just kicked back when she was aiming.
So did she only
And
shoot
she
him one
missed.
time?
Like,
Is she in jail?
she's
Y'all gotta
That's
post a
attempted
picture.
murder.
Y'all gotta post a picture of her face. She looks crazy.
She looked
Yeah.
straight up like a bad Michael
How did
Jackson
you just grab her
impersonator.
eyes?
My friends say she got crazy eyes. I got this friend Kim. She always look in people's eyes and she be like, when they eyes don't stop moving, they crazy.
Oh, Lord.
For real. Like her eyes look like they just be jumping back and forth. That's how you know somebody's a little.
She did look crazy. Like, and we talked about this earlier. Like, was her crazy tested and then a restraining order put on, or was she just flat out crazy?
No, I think to pull a gun out, you just flat out crazy.
Yeah.
Cause I done mushed some niggas in the head. You know what I'm saying?
Mushy
I believe
You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never just wanted to go get a gun. I done threw some shit.
I've thrown shit too.
But I ain't never just was
But
like,
it
I'm
was
gonna get me
because
a gun.
I was
Shoot
honestly
your ass.
provoked.
Right, and then
by
and to
this
come
shit.
like, cause they weren't together, so she grabbed the gun, had a restraining order
She had
against
to break
her,
in the
and
house.
then broke in the house and then shot him.
I wonder what he did though. Did he do something?
He probably
Did he
just
have
told-
a break,
he
baby?
probably told her he wasn't interested in her, like what happened to me.
A
I'm
break,
gonna tell you about it in our dating segment.
Did he give her an STD? Cause I don't know.
Well, I think that would come.
Oh no!
Bro, I might have to do
That-
some
that-
damage.
she
I
put
might
it
have
back
to grab
on
you.
him.
I might have to grab you by the balls if you do
Don't,
some
why
shit.
are we,
Yeah,
why are we
whoa.
going
Yeah, because that's not what happens.
Let's
No,
smoke
she's
this out.
just,
She said the
she's just
stiletto
crazy.
down, right?
She's just crazy.
Stiletto down.
Hey.
Let's talk about this.
Well, what happened is, she just shot this man because she's crazy. We're not gonna make no
No, I
excuses
think
for
she
her.
is crazy though.
Yeah,
She looked
yeah,
definitely.
she's-
I mean, there have been some crazy women in history. We talked about Left Eye earlier, but still, that was a provoked situation. Like, she told him, don't buy no shit for nobody else. This nigga went and bought some shit for somebody else.
Yeah,
He
Tori.
already knew her ass was damn crazy, and it was like, why didn't you just break up with her?
Tori, I'm sorry.
No.
It just sounded like he did
Sorry,
break up with this last.
Tori, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and allow a conversation to proceed where we justify this woman's actions.
Oh
in
no,
any-
it's not
any way,
okay
shape,
to
or
shoot.
form.
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Let's say that and
Yeah.
grabbing the knife. Not okay. Like
Not okay,
no,
not okay.
Crazy
Well,
as fuck.
nobody
Okay.
should put their hands on anybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How about that? How
I'm
about
surprised we get that from our millennial
Well,
feminists.
because I've been there, done that, and it's not a good way
Done-
to
done.
express your. I've definitely
Take
had
this
this.
story.
If they-
Explain this story.
No, because I have
Physical
told
fights.
plenty
I've
of
definitely
No,
got pissed
no,
off.
no.
No,
If
no,
a
okay.
man or woman brings
I've
you
thrown
out
some
of
lamb.
yourself, which is to
I've
result
had
in
some-
physical
I've
violence,
slapped some
you should
people.
be.
What if that is yourself?
But you know,
That's not anybody.
you grow out of that.
No,
I'm very
violence,
glad.
violence is not the normal
Not
reaction for
to be
people.
with
It's
people
not.
that bring
It's
I
not.
disagree.
anger out of you.
It
'Cause I
depends on
know
how you
it's-
were raised and what environment you were
It's
raised
all
in.
about community.
It's
Violence
not
was my natural response. to
because
shit.
you were taught.
I wasn't
that's-
taught it.
That's
Well,
not
Well,
a
no,
natural
violence was
reaction.
my natural response to stuff
Right.
because I
Right.
grew up watching my mom fight niggas. Like my mom used
See?
to, her and her boyfriend used to be in there.
Natural is.
I jumped a nigga with my mom before.
Good for you, goddamn.
Well, I
If your mother fight a nigga and
No,
man,
but
fuck that.
she told
I'm
me to
glad.
hand her the phone, and I said, I'm gonna do you even one better. I'm gonna throw the phone at his head, and he was just, and he left. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at that.
She don't with him no more, but
If a nigga jump on your mother and y'all jumped him,
that's dysfunctional.
I
So
agree,
that's
but
what I'm
it's
saying.
still
Yes.
necessary.
Necessary is different from natural response.
Well,
It is natural for you to
but
go to the bathroom
It's-
and pee. It is not natural
That's
for
a
you
weird
to
conversation to
hold it
have.
on a
though.
regular basis
It's-
and then pee on yourself in a chair. That is something that you like. It's dysfunctional.
No, me neither.
Because
But-
I said it is if a man and a woman, regardless of the gender, is in a relationship and they turn to physical violence as the result, that is not something that is a natural response to a disagreement. That is something
No,
that is
that's
taught and
totally
learned behavior.
dysfunctional, and it's not.
That is, yeah, it is truly a dysfunctional response. Unfortunately, it is a prevalent and ubiquitous response, particularly in our
Well, we
culture.
do it with
and
our
culture.
kids. We do it with our kids.
It
all
is
the
something
time.
that
Yep.
we have all seen. It is something that we have all experienced. It is something that we
And
have been
I will
exposed
say
to.
this: I've having two boys. I've been most effective when I don't whoop them.
Oh, y'all like kindred spirits.
I don't want my kids either.
But
That's
you
ridiculous.
You both had your voice.
Yeah, I got two
I don't.
boys.
I find it more when I talk
you
to
tell
them
them and
and
say
put
I'm
them
disappointed in your actions.
5 and 11.
And yours are.
13 and 3. Jesus. Teens, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah.
I'm already getting a little bit of the. You don't
Oh,
want to be
yeah.
bothered. you
Wait
know.
till they turn 13, then you're gonna ride in the car quiet. That's the
13,
conversation.
shit, 11 and 10.
But I think I've been as a millennial feminist. I've been branching my sons out. If it's one thing that I want my sons to know that I did for them, it's all facets of a woman. So, for example, I teach my sons early to compromise. I took them book shopping, and they wanted some books. And my son was like, "What book do you want, mommy? Or what kind of book do you like?" And I said, honestly, I would go with the Barbie book. And he was like, "Well, let's get the Barbie book." And he read me the Barbie book. And I'm like, what great of a man am I going to be raising so that when he gets older, even if it's something that's not his cup of tea, he'll be willing to share that, whatever he likes with the woman. Or I need my kids, my kids be like, "Where you going?" I be like, "I'm going out with my girlfriends. I'm finna go dance. I don't want him to be like the type of niggas when you grow up, they be like, "Oh, so you like to go out?" You know what I'm saying?
But those
or
are
when I'm stressed, I tell my boys, "Listen, I got my period today. I'm cramping. Y'all are really giving me a headache. Like, y'all need to chill out." I need them to know the ins and outs of exactly, not just me as mom, but who I am as a woman.
That's
And
very
I
That's key because I didn't learn that until I was in like college relationships. Like, your period. Oh shit. So that means you acting weird. That's why you're crying. I didn't know that. I didn't know that in junior high school, high school.
He mailed us
That's
a
not
copy
biblical.
of this movie called Hot Flashes. It was about women going through menopause. He was like, "You need to watch this. You're getting older. You need to see this. He needs to see this. Your kids need to see this so that they understand this is what a woman is about to go through. You are getting older, no matter what you might not look it, but your body is physically aging. So watch this so that they will understand. Mommy's gonna lose her shit in about 7 years. So
I think
prepared.
men do need a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah, they need to know just exactly how. And then so many men, they call women crazy, but they're dealing with so many women on birth control, and birth control is literally hormones being shot into your body. We already know what hormones could do in any other instance. You need to understand how it affects your woman's brain, her mood, and stuff. You want bitches to get on birth control so that you don't get them pregnant, but you don't understand the actual side effects of this shit. And you want to call your woman crazy, and you want to call her sensitive, and this is that, and the third. Nigga, there's actual science going on in her body.
And if she
You
tells
know
you,
what I'm saying?
don't pick a fight with me, right now is not the time, then take it as right now is not the time. She ain't trying to be controlling. She's telling you, if I respond to you right now, it ain't gonna be me under normal circumstances.
For real, when I can't listen, I gotta give niggas a head up. Listen, man, I ain't with no bullshit this week. Leave me alone.
So I appreciate that, but if you tell me I ain't with the bullshit this week, then don't do no bullshit this week yourself. Don't be like, I ain't with the bullshit, but I disappeared for 2 days,
But
3
see,
days,
that's self-aware.
and then you're like, I told you I was bullshit.
But if she's hold on.
Like,
But if
you
she tells
obviously want the bullshit.
If she tells you, I need to be myself, I'm not feeling so great, I need to keep to myself because she knows she's volatile at that point in time, let her have her 2 days.
I will. If that's the conversation.
You gotta understand
have a
how rare.
conversation though.
You gotta understand how rare that conversation
Yeah,
is.
women ain't saying that
Well,
shit.
yeah, but I think they need to be
Usually
comfortable
the
with saying
I'm
shit.
hormonal.
Yeah.
The I'm hormonal conversation happens after some
they done
fucked up
fucked
shit.
up. They done did some dumb shit.
Motherfucker!
Honestly,
Now I'm hormonal. I'm upset.
I'm gonna be
Well,
honest with you.
it's like
But
now
I'm
I'm
gonna be honest
hormonal.
with you. I'm gonna be honest with you because a lot of my craziness happened right after I had my second child, and I was not even aware.
You too?
I wasn't. But look, I was not even aware at the time that all of these things were happening to me because the doctors and shit didn't even really explain the
Now,
shit
see,
that
I
I was
was
going
lucky.
through. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about black women. They don't be telling you every single thing
So
this
I got
drug you
lucky.
take is gonna do, and so I found out a lot of that on my own, like after researching. Like, damn, I was really
I
going
had
through some shit
a
in
black
this period.
female
Oh,
doctor
I started
that
this
told me.
birth control during that period of time. This probably, and you look into it, and it's like a whole nother
Yeah.
world. Like women are really taking these birth controls, and
Even
it's
without
fucking
the
with
birth
their
control,
body,
even
their
with-
mind, everything.
Even without it, the fact that you had 2 kids,
Postpartum
that is going to change
depression exists.
everything in your whole entire system.
Don't
Like,
that.
you have to
Saw that.
explain to somebody,
I've
like,
been living color.
I don't even know if that's enough of a word to describe what it is.
Mhm.
Your whole body just changed for a second time. The weight gain,
And
hair
then
loss,
they're
the
just
Yeah. Because that's usually because the Harvard graduate, the righteous ratchet, we pretty intelligent motherfuckers. So I'm not going to a woman who's had trauma in her life and gone through this and gone through that and looking like, I don't understand. It's usually that some bullshit like what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not insensitive. I'm very communicative. Like I do a fucking podcast. I like to talk. So I'm gonna have a conversation with my woman. Like probably more than most niggas will. Probably more than she even was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a communicator. I'm a rapper, chef, podcaster. All I know how to do is talk. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get back to this because Jimmy, this is what happens when we have the millennial feminists from mixed signals. Tiffany. We can't get through the topics. We like talk. Look, Tori got it better than her back too. That's right, girl. Let me tell you one thing. These motherfuckers ain't shit.
You knock my food over, you gonna get a podcast kickback in your head.
See? Violence.
All right. My bad.
I'm about myself.
On a more hopeful, lightful note, let's give a shout out to our Nipsey Hussle award winner this week, LeBron James, for what he is doing with Walmart out there. This is one of those donations that he's doing, pairing with Walmart to, I think, provide food
for the homeless.
Right? And for those of you who don't know, it's not all over social media. You don't hear about it anymore, but homelessness is still a really serious problem. Especially in a city like Atlanta, we see it a lot when you go downtown.
A lot of young people.
Absolutely. So for this type of thing to happen, Walmart has grown as a business and as its own sort of like industry almost. They are prevalent everywhere.
I'm tired of y'all acting bougie about Walmart.
Yeah.
I shop at Walmart and I'm tired of lying about it. Okay, it's right there. It's convenient. It's right across the street.
They got ranch wings.
I always be up in that bitch and I don't care.
Shit.
So y'all said it yourselves. Walmart's everywhere. So for this to be done through Walmart means that it's going to provide a lot of outlets for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to have access to this, which makes it even better. Shout out to him. And you're right. Walmart has done some fuck shit in the past. We all know about that bullshit. But they've been trying to make it right. And you got to respect that. And you got to respect it.
Absolutely. And my next TV is going to come from Walmart. So
I'm sure it is.
It is.
My vacation essentials have come from Walmart.
So shout out to LeBron. Shout out to Walmart. You still have Food Line?
Yes.
Where is it? Is it Food Line in Georgia?
Yes.
Food Line's in Georgia.
It's on California.
Yeah.
They're not all over the place.
Well, I mean,
Shout
they're
out
not
to
up
Food
here.
Lion for giving me a whole slab of chicken breast for $3.
Okay, this
I might have to cut a lot of fat off of it,
But that's okay.
nevertheless,
This
I
is my
split
thing,
them
this is my
motherfuckers
thing.
in half, and
Yeah.
now I got 18 chicken breasts.
Right.
the only Food Line I knew, I was in
More
military
meals,
school from 8th and 9th grade. What?
The other one, what's the other one? Wastefield. Do you know what
Wastefield. Yeah.
Aldi's,
Wastefield.
Aldi's.
Wastefield.
Aldi's
No,
is like
Aldi not the same as Wakefield and Food Line. That's a whole different
Right.
genre of grocery shopping. Trust
Aldi
me.
is
Aldi's
is
like
for
little.
like senior citizens.
But they hook.
But I like.
They got that
I'm a
25
senior
cent,
citizen.
all kinds of stuff.
All this shit cheap as fuck, that's all I know.
All this shit is
You
cheap.
can go take $50 in the Aldi and come out with a whole
With a
cart and a
month,
half.
Aldi is so good.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out to all these.
But
Remember
my
y'all
Food
some
Line
cookies
story, I've only been in a place that had a Food Line in military school. I was in Woodstock, Virginia, military school, and then they had the Safeway or Giant, which is we got in D.C. And I don't ever heard of Kroger or Blockbuster till I got here.
Right.
That's down
We
south
had
side.
Giant, Safeway, and Shoppers Food Warehouse.
What about
Giant
Shoprite?
or Giant Eagle?
Nope.
That's
Not in
New
DC.
Jersey stuff, right?
Shoprite
I
and
don't know.
New Jersey. You're right.
I don't know. I was in D.C. then Atlanta. That's all I know. So I don't know.
I went to Food Lion one time. They was playing Young Scooter, so.
Food Line is so.
Let you know what kind of thing.
But I didn't even know what Food Line is because when I was in military school, and this is 89 and 90, so this is, they had these chocolate chip cupcakes, but they were like a loaf. and I would go get them all the time. I haven't seen a food line in like 20-some years. You're telling me it's a food line in here, and if they got them motherfucking, I'm gonna gain 30 pounds if they still got them damn cooking things.
Yeah, they down on the east side. They're over by like where I work
Look at
and
his
stuff.
face,
They're there
girl.
all the
He's
time.
serious.
I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
Okay, back to LeBron though.
Okay, back to LeBron.
Because I do have something to say.
Well, let's hear it.
I think all of these stories are great and whatever and whatnot, but I just feel like this goes beyond LeBron. There are people just way more rich than him. Anyway, literally the problems that we have right now could change tomorrow if everybody pooled their money and did the same thing. It's not like these problems are not like working up problems. The only working up problems we have is like climate change and shit like that because we have so much to fix. But like hunger and shit, all of that could be taken care of like immediately. It's really ridiculous how when we look at these stories and we're like, oh, that's so nice and this is that and the third, but capitalism makes things like giving a small amount of what you have to some homeless people and everybody's like, ooh, that's so great. But the truth of the matter is if people really wanted to change everything, wealthy people, it could really be changed immediately. Like it could be changed immediately.
If they all got together.
Yeah.
We never all get together on anything.
We never gonna
Except
all
to watch
get
Game of Thrones. That's the only thing we all get together on. But
That's true.
But
It's so sad to me that we have to, and it's not anything towards LeBron. I think everything that he's doing is great, but it reminds me that there's so many people with way more money than him
all of his
that can
teammates
fix
would
this
do something.
that he doesn't. We can focus on other things to help each other, not just, donating and stuff. It just sucks that, like Amazon, they donate a bunch of money too, and they are sitting on how many billions?
But they didn't have to pay taxes this year either because of the new tax laws. So
I'll tell you what. Challenge accepted. I donate every check I get. A portion of it, a very small portion of it, goes to the Boys and Girls Club in Atlanta. Well, not goes to the club, the United Way. So they funnel their money to latchkey kids. So kids that come home and parents aren't there, so they can have snacks and school supplies. And I give every check, but I don't give like a lot.
But see, that's I think it's something that it
I
burdens
will
us. The people who we're the ones.
So there's.
I could probably do more, but financially, I'd be worried about, do I have gas to get there?
But there's other things
You
that
know what I'm
you can
saying?
do, like Amazon Smile. If you sign up through Amazon Smile, every time you log in through the actual website for Amazon Smile, a portion of your proceeds can go to a company of your decision. Check out your local Publix. Publix also has a program that you could swipe or link your telephone number to where
they be like, do you want to donate? I'm like, yeah.
No, it's not even that. It has nothing to do with donate to the March of Dimes. You can legitimately go into a local Publix and find out which schools in the area have a telephone number linked, and you can put in your number and link yourself to a school. So every time you shop at Kroger or Publix, you don't even have to take a percentage out of what you spend. It's automatically going to go to that school. There's
I didn't even know about that shit.
There's also
use that shit. Useful
what is
information.
it? It's those little pink things on like Nabisco cookies and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, a box top.
Box tops for education. That's another way that you can donate money to school without you spending any extra outside of what you already do. Clip the box tops off for education, walk up to a local school, drop it off. There are plenty of ways to give back to the community without coming out of your pocket. It's just a matter
Meals
of
on Wheels too.
Meals on Wheels, the Boys and Girls Club.
You can go up there and if you're stable enough to drive and stuff, you just deliver. You don't have to provide the food or anything. You just deliver the food to people.
It's plenty of ways to donate without doing
speaking
that.
of that, there's a black woman. I forgot her name.
What was
She
it?
just started a app where people can donate their leftovers. So like if you have just food that you don't have anymore, or restaurants or just cookouts and there's just trays of food and you want to donate them, the car will come pick it up for you and then give it to homeless.
And then
You gotta get us that information.
and Mayor
Yeah,
Manos
that's
is
big.
actually calling in Atlanta for volunteers to help out with all kinds of different community involvement for young adults. So I mean, there's stuff that's
You gonna volunteer
available
for something?
that
Oh,
you
we
don't
gonna volunteer for
financially
something.
have to do it.
Absolutely.
Like
Let's volunteer for something.
I'm fine with that. Like I have
Troy, you in charge.
to go in the
You're
group
in charge.
where I just
You're in
posted.
charge.
I will give you my child's link to his school,
You're in charge.
and you can
You're-
link
you're-
your purchases to
You're in charge.
Kroger and
And
Publix
it's
to
also
his
sad,
school.
speaking of schools, I get so sad when school season starts and I have to see the teachers online asking for
A
supplies.
ream of paper.
It's just so sad.
It's really frustrating.
Backpack
It's really
drive.
frustrating.
Like
I
That
can't wait to give me
average-
some money because I'm gonna buy a whole school all kinds.
The
I'm gonna buy a whole
average
class,
kid-
all kinds of
Okay,
stuff when I
this
get
if
is-
you could
this is what I
collect
wanna do.
$100,
This is
hold
what
on,
I-
if you could collect $100, just $100, I, because I've done it on multiple occasions, I can go buy enough supplies for 35 kids. I can.
I want to
Because I
find
know
a
how to do
school in Atlanta
There's
that,
plenty.
that needs supplies,
All of them.
and I want us to do kickback and mixed signals. I'm gonna hit fucking cocktails and cool minds.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And we'll do a school drive.
We can do it online. We can actually start
But
it today.
Tori's gonna do it.
It's not hard. I can set it up in 5
I'm not
minutes.
gonna do
Like,
it. I'm gonna call the podcast.
I don't.
And tell them what we
Okay,
need.
so my
And then
son
we'll give it to you.
individually on his own raised over $200 to go collect blankets for a homeless shelter by himself. You can
Good
set up an
job,
online
raising.
fundraiser and you can knock it out. $200, I can supply so many kids with back to school supplies.
I love it.
Like at 10 cents
Well,
a
let's
piece.
do it. Let's do it. Let's
Like
do it.
that's so
Oh,
simple.
y'all can
It's
help
take
you. Hey, guess what? Y'all can donate too. We're gonna figure it out. Tori's gonna put it all
I'll
together.
set it up in the
Let's
next
do
5
it.
minutes.
I'm not gonna do it.
I'm gonna leave
I
you
like
Tori's
out the
gonna put it
I
together.
like
podcast.
it. That sounds like
And I'm
fun.
gonna set it up now.
There we go.
I just volunteered you.
It's okay. I need to do it anyway because I'm always like,
But $1,
it's always like, but
$1
I kind of
is
want to be
10
actively
notebooks.
out there doing
Right.
it instead of just being like, because I'll donate to a GoFundMe and stuff like that. But I think the feeling of
So you wanna
actually
give it.
being
you know-
out there would be more.
You know what I really want to do? This is something I really, really want to do. I saw it on
But that's
Facebook.
why I also love the internet. Might I add?
Mm-hmm.
Internet has people talk shit about the internet a lot, but I've seen people pay people for cancer treatments, save people from being evicted.
It's
You
very
know,
real.
like it's
Very real.
really
I'm gonna-
I feel like the internet has done for
I'm
our
gonna-
community
Mhm.
way more good than it has done bad.
I'm 50-50. But I will say this. I'm in a Facebook group, and they've come and said somebody was about to get evicted. Can we help them? And we raised the money to go for them not to get evicted. But we were at all at an event on Friday.
How
and
many
then we found
backpacks are
out-
you trying to donate?
What's the average classroom size?
So the average classroom size is about 32 kids in a regular, like inner city Atlanta school.
40.
I'm gonna do 2 classrooms. I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna do 2 classrooms.
If we can get at least $200, we can do it.
Maybe, somebody watching this will give us $200
Yeah.
by themselves.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to do
Yeah.
at least 2 classrooms.
Yeah, I completely agree. As many classes.
Should I get really ambitious?
Yeah.
Or calm down?
No, get ambitious.
You can get
This is-
ambitious.
this is-
I want to
this
do a
is-
whole
It's
school.
June. It's
I want to
June.
do a whole school.
It's June and school starts.
How many
in August.
classrooms in the school?
Oh, that's a lot.
It's a
You
lot.
gotta think
It's
about
too
it.
much.
You
so,
gotta think
so
about
the
junior
honor
high
roll
school,
classes,
like
like I
3+3.
just did the honor roll students. It was 124 honor roll students at Floyd Middle School. So if it's 124 just honor roll students, that's probably about another 200 something kids.
You gotta think about
So
the
how much-
grades. Each grade, it might be like
At
3
least
grades in the
300
school,
kids.
4 grades in middle school.
Five
Oh,
in
5,
like
yeah,
elementary,
5
three in
elementary
middle.
is kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th.
See,
And
well,
that's like
that's
5
weird to
classes,
me.
you know?
How I grew up, it was elementary through 6. And then
Me
It
too.
depends on where
So
you
we're
live.
talking about potentially 500 to 600 kids for a whole school or more.
Yeah.
500 to 600.
Like my graduating
I think
class
start
was
off
323.
maybe start off with 3 classes and then make it a thing to check back in for the half of the semester because that's when people usually run out of supplies, right? January
do 3 classes in one school or 3 schools, 1 class apiece?
If you help out one school, like that does a lot.
It's a much bigger impact. I think we pick a school and we do as many classrooms as we can. I'm thinking somewhere around 3 to 4. That'd be about back of the envelope about 150 kids. If we do 3 or 4 classes, that's on the high end. But I think that's doable. You know,
Okay.
she said she can reach 2 classrooms with $200. So
Okay.
we're looking at somewhere between $500 and $600 total.
If I can get $500 or $600, I could do some damage shopping. Like
Yeah.
I'm penny.
So let's make it a G. Let's just make it a G, and then we can
Right.
really
Set up the backpacks that way.
So we'll make the goal $1,000 and move and start with that. I'm good. with
Boom. Hell yeah.
that.
It's already set up.
We already have mixed signals in,
Mm-hmm.
and Kiki and Lex, and we'll be pouring.
Yeah, let's get them all.
cocktails.
Absolutely. This is
Okay.
This
okay.
is the one.
Okay. I
Yeah.
feel good about this.
This is we talked about doing an event, going to that school and presenting something at that school. That's
It's
that's
done.
the event.
And then
It's
we-
a wrap. It's running. We're
It's
live.
running, we're live. And then, but the kids were like, "We want to listen to your show." No, you can't listen to the show. No.
Tell your parents.
Tell your parents they can listen, but that's about it.
You need to watch Netflix. Some good
Netflix with the parental controls turned
Right.
on.
Right.
And speaking of Netflix, you got my segue.
Like that
You got my
segue.
segue. Our Netflix and chill options of the week. The Boondocks is returning. We all know that's Aaron McGruder's cartoon with the 2 black kids.
Yeah.
Voiced by
Regina
King.
Yep, Regina King.
And
I love her.
Me too.
She
deserves to be.
Yeah,
She's just in everything. Do you know she's in Watchmen too?
Yeah.
On
I didn't know
HBO.
that.
She's the shit.
Yes.
I haven't watched Watchmen 2 yet. I've seen
No, the show. They made a series for Watchmen on HBO. HBO
Is
is
it
coming
good?
hard ever
Is
since
it
Game
good?
of Thrones,
That's
and
right.
they trying to keep their viewers up.
I did not know that. I have to check
Watchmen
that.
has a series.
I didn't know that.
You know
And speaking of Regina King and Boondocks, that's where we got the name of our show, a bar named Kickback, from watching Boondocks. So Boondocks is coming back.
Slick back. Say it with me now.
Right, Cam Williams. And so shout out to the Boondocks. I will be watching. Of course, we love the show so much.
I'm
We got a
interested
damn
to see
show.
how it's gonna be in this.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
the last
I'm
season,
excited
they
for
did
it,
3
though.
seasons with Aaron McGruder. He left and then with the 4th season by themselves without Aaron McGruder. And then season 5, Aaron McGruder's back. So it should be good.
But I think we have I think this time people will understand the satire and the comedy because
Absolutely.
the climate that we're in.
Yeah.
Because before everything was so, what they were saying was so taboo. But now it's like, no, this is really a reality for,
Y'all
you
said
know, a lot of people.
$1,000 gold.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see exactly, you know, how they're gonna.
They
And
gotta
I
do- they gotta
hate,
do
can
a
I say
Trump.
something?
Black men don't cheat. They got Joe Lord.
I hate when people. I've heard this comparison before, South Park to Boondocks, and I hate the comparison so much.
They're not the
They are
same.
not
They're not the
anywhere
same.
close to the same. Not
South
at
Park
all.
is so
South Park
not
raunchy.
South
raunchy
Park
and
has
offensive and just.
Boondocks moments sometimes.
Just
That's
sometimes.
it. That's it.
Just sometimes.
Any
Most
other
of the
time
time,
it's just disgusting.
ratchet ass, nasty ass, crazy white
White
people
man.
shit.
Yeah, I hate
Shout
it.
out to
Yeah.
Randy Thomas who's sitting over here dropping in all the tags for box tops for education and all
Yeah.
That's my big cousin. What up, big cuz?
Shout out.
So
cuz.
we're live. I'm waiting on approval. Once we get approval, we will get that up and rolling
There it
100%.
But because I know he does a lot of shit in his. I hate to say this. There's a lot of stuff in his church, so he would know. He would. I'm like, he do a lot of shit in the church. That don't sound right. There's a lot of stuff.
He be fucking shit up at church, man. He be doing the damn thing, motherfucker.
Niggas be going in church. Anyway.
That's my big cuz. Love you, nigga.
What? Church going.
My church cousin
My Deacon. My Deacon nigga.
For the record, he a hood nigga that went
That
found
goes.
Jesus.
Born again.
Can you let him?
Oh, wait,
Jesus is not
He
all
changed his
the
life.
way.
He changed his life.
He's a what?
He a hood nigga that found Jesus. So, like, yeah, he familiar with everything.
Wow, let me get it.
I'm a 5%, so I don't.
I started with him. I don't know where I am now. My views have to be straight, man.
What I do?
What do you say?
I said, well, lightning strike. I want him to be struck.
Oh no, I like that stroke too, sis.
That's
But you wasn't trying to sit over here talking about some Jesus and the niggas.
Ooh, yeah, you did curse me now.
I mean, I'm
My mother used to curse.
We gonna
in
make
church
him a
all the
shirt
time,
that says,
so.
I love Jesus, but I cuss a little.
that wouldn't be for me.
Well, hold
I'm
up.
a 5%.
Hold up. I like the cussing pastor now. You ever listen to the cussing pastor?
I don't listen to nobody. Well, I hate to say this. I don't listen to anything.
He be
church
giving me a little
related.
motivation though.
Right.
Like that.
He be like, listen, I don't care what these motherfuckers told you,
Oh,
but the Lord has a
Right.
fucking path for you.
Right.
You know, like, you goddamn right, bitch.
well, I'm.
I heard a damn.
I'll just do it this way. My name is Naya Tyreek Newman. That ain't no Christian name, so that ain't name.
Yeah.
But I'm rocking with Big Cuz and everybody else.
Well,
We
Big Cuz dropping the link, so shout out to him for dropping the link.
So we did from one cartoon to another. Daria on MTV
Which was
has
my
this
shit.
spin-off. I never saw it, but I'm sure it's.
It was during the time when MTV was picking up like the adult cartoons. That was the best way to put it. And it was about a nerd girl in high school.
Oh, this is you.
Yeah, pretty much. More so, she looked. I shit you not. I have a picture of my sister. My sister looked just like Daria in high school. I shit you not. She gonna be mad as hell. I love you, Karen, but you know you look like
your
Daria.
sister look like.
Tessa Thompson.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
I do look like
Carbon.
Tessa
No, I
Thompson.
don't. She looks like Tessa Thompson.
Well, I believe it because you kind of look like Tessa Thompson.
So my sister actually, somebody.
Her sister's your complexion look like her.
Somebody walked up to her the other day and was like, "Hey, Tessa Thompson, I love your new movie."
She
Like,
should have took a picture with her.
that's what she asked her. She was like, "I'm not Tessa." She was like, "Well, can you take a jacket off and pretend like you are?" She said, "No, I can't. No, I can't."
I'm like,
But
People
Tessa.
always do that with me and Denzel Washington. People always be like, they see me, be like, Denzel, take a picture. I'll be like, I'm not Denzel. Come on, cool it.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Yeah,
But
but
they
yeah,
don't-
people say my sister looks like Tessa Thompson, and I told her I was like, "I'm sorry, sis. You look like Tessa. Like, I am so sorry. We gonna go to. I need you to give me some discounts. Don't look like Daria."
It was about though. Can you give what was the episode? Give me an episode.
She
I
like the
watched it, but I think I
volleyball
was
episode.
young.
She didn't want to play in PE, so she was standing there and they would serve the ball and the ball would fly by her and she'd be like, "Daria, go for the ball." Okay.
Oh, so she was just.
She was like, "I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't want to be here.
So
I'm trying to graduate."
Joan is her best.
The black version.
Oh, so it's a black version.
Jody.
I don't know if it's a black version or a spin-off or not.
What is this? Is it gonna be Daria or the black version?
It's the black version of Daria. So it's gonna be your typical black nerdy girl, which she needs to come. Look, just come talk to me and my sister, because my sister is the only person I knew that ever got in trouble for reading in class. Like, she was petty. She would hold the school book, put her book on the inside, and when they flipped the page for class,
She isn't the only person who.
you two,
Yeah,
I was at least smart enough to not get caught. Now, what I did get caught in was sleeping in English. I legit was like, I'm bored.
Sleep.
I
Yeah.
was bad.
Did you used to
I
fall
got
asleep
sent to
and
juvenile
have the teacher
I
call
was in
you
the military
and
school. We
answer
was talking about
questions?
And be like,
Yeah.
yeah, so it was.
But I was smart.
Oh, I would wake up and ask some
Definitely,
questions.
definitely.
He'd be like, JB, why don't you tell the class since you were sleeping? And I'd be like, oh, that was what she was talking about. And go back to sleep.
My sister was like,
Fuck you, white man. I'm smart.
my
Like,
sister would
I'm
read
bored.
ahead. She
You
would
know
like,
what? That's a lot of problems I think with black kids in some of these schools.
Yes.
I'm fucking
Bored.
motherfucking right.
Bored.
And a lot of the times,
That's what
our
it- yeah.
kids get tagged as ADHD
And-
or
but they're
something.
bored.
dumb. They're bored.
And my daddy was no
But
ADHD.
that's why I like
Nope.
classes that divide your children up based on how they learn about
That's
shit.
that damn
So
no child left behind bullshit.
If your kid likes to learn this way, I think they should be put in a group of 4. Y'all go over here. If my kid likes to learn shit on a computer, put them in a group over here. If my kid, but see, it's so many kids to one teacher. It's
32
so
kids
many
from
that
one
they
teacher.
teach
It's hard to
you.
get focused.
And I prefer to learn.
And that's
I learn
Yes.
I learn a combination of
I see
ways.
it.
I have ways I learn strong in, but I learn every way.
Yeah,
Depending on
me too.
what it is, and which is like that's stress for a teacher. But depending on what it is, I can learn this that way,
But I
math
had a
that
great
way.
social studies teacher. I remember one time I was telling her I like to read, but I read like fun stuff, and this is so boring. I'm so zoned out.
But
Can
that's
you
the-
visually show me?
That's the
So she would
teacher's
draw a map.
responsibility.
She would draw a map on the board of exactly what happened, but it would be in like this kind of visual thing, so
But
I can
that's
see
what
what
a
happened.
teacher is supposed
She
to
took a
Oh, she was
whole,
shit.
do.
She
took
was
a
shit.
That was
whole
dope.
page of content and made it into a map for me. I was like, oh, I'll never forget that.
No two
Oh, she
You know
was
what I'm
shit.
saying? It's like they,
Hey, shout out to her.
but
was
it's
shit.
so hard for teachers, I think, these days. 'Cause also, they're forced to be on certain curriculum.
They
have
can't
to move
fail
from one
so
thing
many
to the next.
kids. You
It's
can't
horrible.
just it. We don't even want to. Don't get me
Yeah,
started.
we can move on. So shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross, who's gonna play
I can see
Jody.
her doing that.
Yeah,
I'm wondering
yeah.
if there's anybody else though.
I don't think they
We don't
announced
know yet.
anyone
We don't
just
know yet.
because it's Tracy Ellis Ross. Like she's the shit. I
Yeah.
love her. I think she's a dope ass actress. So
We'll find out as the time goes by. Our Orgasm selection of the week. We have a playlist on Apple. You get an iPhone? Yeah, too.
Yeah, but my Apple's expiring. You gotta renew it.
You gotta renew it so you can get a playlist. So we have a pod named Kickback Weekly that updates every Friday when new music comes out. And we have a pod named Kickback Classic that it's like a resting spot for all the music. So this week we added Drake's tune songs that he dropped once the Raptors won. We added Gucci Mane and Meek Mill. We added some other shit. We also got Earthquake by Tyler the Creator. We got He Be Like by Ken the Man. We got from Lex and Poor Minds. We got the new Cardi B Press. We got new Young Nudie and 21
I'm
Savage.
so put behind in the music. I've been in my old school zone for like 8 months.
that's okay.
Okay. That's good. That's not a bad
Yeah,
thing.
no, it is bad though, because when I go out, I'm always like, what song is this?
I
I
tell you
like
what,
it. And I be having
Don't
to
you
say,
have
You wanna stay
Tell
current?
Shazam to
You
do
want to
it.
stay current? You want to stay here? A pod named Kickback Weekly Playlist. I'll send it to you.
Stay
I'll
healthy.
send it to you because we update that one every Friday. So every time new music comes out, it's on it. Every time. Gold Link got new music out. And we talked about Gold Link.
Yeah,
break that
I
down.
was reading something on the internet about this backup singer releasing an album, and it kind of had the same aesthetic and look, her album cover, and it was called, I can't pronounce it, Diaspora. And he also named his album that, and it also had the same aesthetic on the cover. So
Sounds
I
like
think
a lawsuit.
he's getting a lot of pushback for basically copying.
Roughing her shit.
I don't know why
His
artists
backup
do
singers.
that all the time. Like, is it legitimately cheaper to go ahead and pay them on the back end than it is for
Well,
them to
didn't
give them
Childish
credit?
Gambino did that for This Is America? I heard that he had that whole blow up. It was controversial video. This Is America, remember? But I remember somebody posting a YouTube video of another guy who basically almost everything was the same except for the lyrics was different.
Damn.
And I wonder if he just paid him on the back end.
That
or
happens.
They just
I
But
know a lot of
is it
rappers stole from me,
cheaper?
but I wasn't famous enough to complain loud enough.
No,
And
it
they just
doesn't
got
have
away with it.
anything to do with being famous enough
You
because
know,
think about all
that's
the
how
people
many
that
niggas-
Beyonce has had to on the back end. Like it's been several choreography dances that choreographed dances that she's just completely ripped the whole shit. And
I'm gonna have the Beehive come out.
but the Beehive knows about it. Like the Beehive knows about it. It was something that they were like, yeah, she was
Beehive now.
The Beehive, we talked about the Beehive a couple weeks ago when they were sending death threats to
Yeah.
But I'm a Beyonce. I'm a
I'm
real
a
Beyonce
Beyonce
fan
fan
too. But
too.
I don't.
But not that much.
But I've seen some scary Beehive stuff.
I'm a Jay-Z fan.
All
I got
I'm
love for
saying
Beyonce, but I'm
is
not a
Beyonce has had several
Beyonce
cases
is
in
the
which
greatest.
she's had to pay out
She's great.
several different dancers.
Is she better than
for
Michael
their-
Jackson?
They're two different entities, but I think they'll be on the same level.
By the time she's
I don't think that because
people faint at Beyonce's.
right, but the lack of access increased Michael Jackson's mystique. So Beyonce would never have
But
that.
she's
No,
I think
she's
she
not
she
in
don't
the
have
public
access.
eye.
She hasn't done an interview in like 5 years. She just did
She's
one, and
not
everybody
in the
went
public
crazy
eye.
because they
That's
had
why
her.
she was able to
Michael
sell.
Jackson went like 12 years. You know what I'm saying?
But I
Like
think
she'll never.
But I
in
think
this
she's
social
still in
media
her
age,
prime though. Like
I would agree. I'm not. I
But
would
she,
agree.
even
but
with
think about
social
it.
media,
There was no Instagram. There was no Twitter. There was no Facebook. So your only interaction with Michael Jackson was when he dropped his video.
Right. So,
So
think
it's a little
about
bit
Beyonce
different.
and how she's
diminishing.
not out there.
I'm
like
not
that.
diminishing Beyonce.
he has
Be
he had
clear.
a level of
Mystique,
untouchableness.
right? Mystique.
But she,
But
That's what I'm
she's-
saying. But
she's-
I want you.
I
you-
totally feel you.
Okay.
But she also has her level of mystique because the same way Michael Jackson released what he wanted to be known, Beyonce does the same thing. You didn't see pictures of her kids until she allowed it. You didn't see her behind the
I mean,
scenes until
yeah,
she allowed it.
but you hardly ever saw pictures of Michael Jackson kids. Period.
That's
But-
just
but
because,
this
like
is-
you said,
but-
the social media day and
Right,
age
but
didn't
but-
exist.
Exactly, and that's my point. She will never have the level of mystique Michael Jackson had because of this era we're in.
But I don't think
But I
I don't think in this day and
compared-
age mysticism doesn't work well for your fan base.
I agree.
You
I
need to
agree.
have,
I agree.
I think
I
she
think
But
her
it does-
fans-
but it doesn't-
because her fans feel so connected to her, the things that she does put out has a lot more
Weight.
emotional weight to it because it's like I'm sharing this with
and she's
you.
picking
Okay.
and
And,
choosing.
and people
okay.
feel like
Okay.
they really feel like
What
connected with her.
What
'cause
was
she-
the black
It's
leather
almost like she
outfit?
puts something out and it's like, I know my fans are gonna like this. I know they're gonna talk about this. I know they're gonna love this. And she knows it. And they
But
go crazy.
you
over it.
remember the black leather outfit where Beyonce got caught in a picture where it didn't look well and it magically disappeared except for the screenshots?
Mhm.
Michael Jackson never had that kind of ability to say, no, take that shit down.
I disagree with you on being percent. He had shit taken
His
down,
head is
but
still on fire.
he
Repeatedly.
had shit. Well, that I don't know that he wanted it to be gone. I don't give Beyonce credit for that. What I give Beyonce credit for is being, I guess, the biggest artist of this time, and using the social media platform to her benefit and winning. But it was a different era, and I think if we add it up, if we can quantify Beyonce's influence and impact in this era
Well, not
versus
just that,
Michael
but
Jackson's
talent
impact
too.
in that era.
Beyonce is one of the most
It wouldn't-
talented that we have out. When we
They're-
talk about
To me, they're the
stamina, stage
equivalent.
performance, creativity.
I disagree because
Neither one of them are artists, and you know how I feel about it.
Neither one of them
they
are
are
artists?
performing artists. They are
Yeah.
not musical artists, and you know how
Well,
I feel about
I
that.
think Beyonce is not just a performing artist.
I don't
The
think
thing
Michael
about
Jackson was just
Beyonce
a
is
performing
that
artist. I
she
disagree
is
with
both.
Tori.
Beyonce,
Michael
when
Jackson
I
is
dropped
both.
a straight
I'm saying-
album,
I think
all
Michael
When
of
Jackson
I
is
am
both.
saying,
You know,
when I am saying
and it
musical
just-
artists, I legitimately mean you went out there, you picked up the guitar, the keyboard, the whatever, and you played it yourself.
well, yeah.
Michael Jackson and Beyonce neither qualify in that category.
You know who does?
Prince.
Exactly.
Well, Prince is better than both.
But that's
but that's not what we're discussing. We're not discussing
So that's
who's
what
better than Prince.
what I am saying is for the two of them to me, for the most part, because Beyonce is not dead, she's still here. Her reign has been set like Michael Jackson never made $1 billion. So at this particular
Beyonce never made $1 billion.
at this particular point in time, her household's income is $1 billion.
Beyonce
And
ain't made $1 billion.
she-
Fool, I'm not. Fuck that.
she
Nope. I'm not giving you
She
that at all.
has made
No.
more than
No.
Michael Jackson
No,
has.
she has not. No, she has not.
Michael
You're
Jackson-
wrong.
Michael
You're
Jackson
wrong.
died in debt.
You're wrong.
Michael Jackson's debt came
We're
out
not
of debt
we're not
because he
talking
was
about
dead.
them at their peaks. At their peaks, Michael made more. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's not a way to get around it. You're not factual.
Okay.
JB,
I don't have a dog in that fight because I don't.
I didn't actually get dog.
I'm
What facts do you know?
I don't
You don't know none?
They more money.
Okay,
I don't
well,
know.
then-
Michael
Yes,
Jackson
let's
died
say
in
that.
debt, so
That's what I
that's
said.
all I'm gonna say, which is why he was worth more dead than alive. Beyonce's worth more alive than she is dead, which is why Beyonce.
Bullshit.
is
You always
alive.
were more dead than alive if you're an artist. That's not true.
But he
If
died
Beyonce
in debt.
died today, she would be worth more. That's a fact. It's
She's
not
not
a way
in
around it.
debt on top of that. So Michael Jackson
But
died in
that-
debt.
I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that.
Whitney
Yeah.
died in debt.
They didn't die in debt.
I
They died owing some money they had to be paid from their estates, but they didn't die in debt. They didn't have
All
a.
that.
They didn't have a net. They didn't pay the shit. If I got $500 million in my pocket and I owe $800,000, I ain't pay it. I died in debt, but I still got the money.
He didn't have the money, which is why it wasn't paid. If he had the money, it would have been paid. He would have been in debt. Which is why when he died, they were so happy to take over the Beatles' masters because he was dead and they could make money off of that. He wasn't. Michael
That
Jackson.
does not
Michael
speak to
Jackson
him not
had
having the money.
He had a spending problem. When he died, he was in debt. Neverland took him over the
But,
top. All of the
a
expenses he
spending, a
had.
spending problem doesn't speak to how much money that you made. And Jamie, pick that couple.
How old was Michael Jackson when he died?
I don't know, honestly.
Beyonce's about 35. I think once she's finished with her reign, she will be up there with Michael Jackson.
She's
Ain't
already.
She's
passed.
already almost.
I don't think
like,
she's fast. I disagree wholeheartedly with Tori. I don't know what the hell Tori's talking about. Like, dead ass.
You will learn
it's
this
just-
that no matter what you say, he is an arrogant person and he is
I'm not an
always
Aries.
right.
I'm an Aries.
He's a
Oh
stubborn
my
ass.
God.
Don't do
What's
that.
your sign?
I'm a Leo.
I'm a Leo.
So
Yo!
you guys are more flexible, but this one
Yes,
right here,
I got another Leo.
you're an
Yes.
Aquarius.
Oh, I love Aquarius.
Yeah,
He gon'
I love you, Aries too.
He
Y'all are
gonna
Aries.
argue and
Yeah.
tell you wrong no
Well,
matter
no,
what.
Aries
only when I'm
Taurus.
right. I'm only gonna do
No,
it right.
you will have a whole
I will.
ass
You
stubborn.
do not have. There's no situation that we've gone through that I've argued you down and I was wrong. It doesn't exist. I was right every fucking
Is
time.
there anything else to drink in this building?
JB has agreed with me. Like you're by
JB
yourself.
has
No,
known you
no,
for
she
years.
not by herself because I think Michael Jackson. If I had to put an equivalent to it, I would put Beyonce.
More money than Mike.
And it's not because
Remember,
of
Mike
anything.
sang with Jackson 5 when he was 5, 6,
Well,
7.
yeah, that is very
And
true.
then all the way up.
Long-
Thriller is the #1 selling album in the
We
history of
had
music.
Beyonce through death.
Thriller is the #1 selling album in the history
And
of
we
music.
understand this, but his expenses outweigh what the income and revenue.
We're not talking about how much they netted. We're talking about how
I
much they
think on
made.
social impact,
So
they're
how much
both
they
on
made?
the same
So
level.
how much they made? Oh, wait a minute. Are we not talking about that? Because then maybe I'll fall back. I
That
thought
is
we were
that.
talking about how much we made.
Okay, so allow me to interject at this point. That has been the fundamental distinction between what both of you have been saying. You have been saying that Michael Jackson earned more than Beyonce did, which is probably true because his career at this point was 20 years plus longer than hers. Simply put, she is talking about their relative net worth in terms of assets and ownership. And that is where the difference is. I honestly do not know what the facts are. But when she talked about him dying in debt, that's when the balance sheet has ended. You know, and she repeatedly said he had a spending problem, which meant that despite whatever he was earning, whatever his gross was, his expenses were up here. I don't know. I don't know who's right or wrong.
There's
I'm
a whole
discussing
documentary
Who
about
else
is
would you,
good.
if you had to say this as far as like 30-year-old people, who would you say is equivalent to Michael Jackson? There is nobody else you
Jay-Z.
could say.
Jay-Z got $1 billion by itself. Jay-Z made more than Michael Jackson. That's a fact. Jay-Z made twice as much as
You're
Beyonce.
talking about
Fact.
money, I'm talking about like
As far as performances,
being performance,
Oh no, not for me. I know I'm a
social
little older.
engagement
I'm a little
is
older
all
than you.
Beyonce.
Beyonce has not reached the level that Michael Jackson has reached, based on people that I know. Now, the younger generation has a different
Because
view.
Michael Jackson is like still y'all.
I don't like Mike.
You don't like
I
Mike, but
think he touched little boys. I don't fuck with.
no, you don't like Mike, but it's so close to like still. You heard it. You might have heard it growing up, right?
Mike?
Yeah.
No. Get me right. Like, let me be clear. I loved Michael Jackson as a kid. I loved him until I was like in my 20s. Like hero worship. Like, man, you like a nigga that
Beyonce
much?
has the same kind of fandom.
But
Yeah.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
And her income and revenue is
telling
based
you,
on the same
what
type
I'm
of thing.
telling you is, I watched Michael Jackson and his ascension, and I watched Beyonce and her ascension. It's not the same. But I'll put it to you this way: when Michael Jackson dropped the Thriller video and the making of Thriller, we couldn't really watch it on MTV because it wasn't MTV. We all had to go buy the VHS tape. Like, it was a cult thing. Like, I watched this in DC.
And Beehive has the same thing, or the Beehive has the same exact thing.
There was a level of exclusivity that went with Michael Jackson. But I'm saying it was limited access. So the Thriller album, like let's do this. None of
I
Beyonce's
remember somebody
albums.
telling me they stopped the wedding because of their wedding because the Thriller video got released. Everybody
Like Beyonce doesn't have an album that's sold more than Thriller. Michael Jackson is on my wall because that is the greatest selling album in the history of music.
Fine. And
So
we
that should show you something that no one else has sold more albums than him.
When Lemonade dropped, of all the hype and everything that was around it, the visual album, it's the
If
first.
you
It still isn't a top 10.
If you had
But it
to,
isn't even a top 10
if
release.
you had to
The
group
first
artists,
week isn't even a top
and
10.
Michael Jackson was in a
But
group,
it's not a
and
top
Beyonce
10.
would be in the same
Also
group.
had
It's
a
not the top 10.
conversation in
But
regards
do you know what I'm saying?
and
The top
and other
also
greats.
Yeah, we're
had
talking
she's
about
a
that.
great
comparison
regardless.
to Michael Jackson's time and
Yeah, I think
Beyonce's
you have to
time.
say that.
This is not in the time of album purchases. This is in the time of streaming. And that's what it is. You can't
You
compare
know how many
the two
people
at the
were
end
waiting
of the
for
day.
Beyonce to drop Lemonade?
You can't compare the
People were
two.
literally looking
Michael
up
Jackson never had streaming like that. Like, he released the Invincible album, but there was not the outlet with Spotify, with Pandora, with Apple that Michael Jackson had. He never had the same access that Beyonce had as an artist. Therefore, the two of them can be compared in the same category, saying they are the greats. Michael Jackson will never be able to say he had what Beyonce had because he's dead. And Beyonce has to be given her credit.
Let's do it this
Do
way.
you consider Beyonce a great? If you think of
I think
where
Beyonce is,
she's
how I'm looking at it in pop culture, she is the closest thing to Michael Jackson.
Which is what
Like,
I've been saying the whole time.
No, you said she was better than Michael Jackson. You said
She will be better.
Well, no. Well, okay,
She
we'll be.
will.
I can't speak to that. I mean, that wasn't.
She will be.
We haven't been talking about that at all today. We've been talking about who is better. So I'm going by what we said. What you said is she is better. She's done more. She's bigger. And I'm saying she's not bigger yet. Will be. I can agree with you on that. Well, I wouldn't agree with you, but I can believe that.
I think
She is not
comparing
today.
fandoms-
Today, she is
comparing
not bigger.
fandoms,
At this particular point in
with
time, I
Michael
think she
Jackson
might
being
be.
gone, Beyonce
Sadly.
might have the biggest fandom of any
Y'all
artist.
think Beyonce's fans are bigger than Michael
She is
Jackson?
able to reach more people than Michael Jackson could ever get to because of the social media
Why is she
platform.
selling more?
Because I just told you we're in the day and age of streaming.
When we weren't,
We
she
don't
said,
have
when we
album
weren't, she
sales
still
like
wasn't selling more.
because at that
She wasn't selling more than Eminem.
At that particular point in time, we had the streaming issue where it was violation of Privacy Act, where people were downloading and pirating.
People were pirating Michael Jackson.
Not like they did Beyonce, because at the
What?
particular point in time when Michael Jackson came out, there was no piracy.
There was
Piracy-
piracy. Piracy was
Piracy was not an issue until about 99, 2000, 2001.
That's not true. That's not
and
true.
that was not.
That's not true. That
Yes,
is
it
untrue.
is.
People were pirating.
How many people do
were-
you know in 1989 that were getting arrested for bootlegging?
Honestly, I'll be honest. Not many. I'll be honest. But I was a child then, so I wouldn't know adults
If you
what
go
adults were doing.
and look
I'm gonna be
up,
honest. I'm
if
gonna be honest.
you
I'm
go
being honest. I'm
and
being
look
honest.
up the history of piracy and the things that happened, the whole issue started to come about in '99, 2000, when Grokster, Napster, and all of those
Oh,
other platforms came out.
No, piracy, you're wrong. Piracy started before then. Piracy became an issue, like a serious, like, because they used to arrest bootleggers that sold blacks the CDs when they burned the CD on the stands. They would arrest them. People were getting locked up for that. That's real. But you know what? We ain't never gonna get to the show. We ain't get to the show.
All right, what's next? Beyonce's great though.
We never gonna
I
get
don't
to the
even
show.
know how we got on Beyonce.
Tory,
The playlist.
Tory,
We're
Tory,
on the
okay.
playlist.
Tory.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Tory.
that's not a topic I have listed.
Okay.
And
All right, what's the next
we're gonna be on
Joey?
another.
No, we
No,
talked about
we're
Joey.
going. We skipping everything. We're going to our question of the week, which was the whole point of the fucking show. But Tory,
The question.
I'm making everything on Tory. Tory,
This
I
been
told
me
you.
wouldn't let us
I've
get.
been
Oh, and Tory and
He's
Tiffany, the
extremely
two T's.
argumentative, and anytime that you say that it's anything outside of what he says, he goes on a whole tangent.
I go on a tangent.
I just been sitting here.
I just prove you wrong. I don't go on a tangent. I
You
just
heard
prove
that
you
shit?
wrong.
That's totally subjective.
Let's wheel.
All right,
Let's wheel back.
we can go back to the topic, but this is what we'll do. Over the next week, we'll all do research. I know I'm fucking right. I'm like, we're all, who cares enough to do it?
I don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. So I'm right. Nobody wants to
You're
challenge
not
me.
right.
Nobody wants to challenge me.
No, nobody wants to deal with your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I could have guessed it.
Huh?
I could have guessed it.
Nobody
What?
wants to deal with your mouth.
I'm Aries. We're the first sign in the zodiac. We started the whole shit. It's us. It's us. We first. So, let's talk about what it's like to date Tory in Atlanta.
Dating Tory in Atlanta is
As if
pretty
we weren't
damn
arguing.
easy.
As if
No,
we
no,
weren't
no, no, no.
arguing enough already.
Don't fucking be an
As if we
asshat
weren't
and don't be
arguing yet.
stupid. Like,
Okay.
that's the easiest thing.
Well,
Stop being an
Is
arrogant
dating,
asshat.
is dating in Atlanta that bad? Part uno, dos.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into
Dirt.
Hey, can I be a jerk real quick? I'm gonna be an asshole because my Aquarian is coming
Really?
out.
Just now? It wasn't an answer earlier?
It's difficult to date in Atlanta because it's people like him that are out here.
What?
Oh,
Boom.
shoot.
Shots fired.
What?
That
Me?
seriously, that is shots fired. I take
Me?
objection to that one.
Thank you,
I don't
JB.
take objection to
Thank
it
you,
because
JB.
he's sitting over here, he's legitimately arguing over somebody's pockets that don't belong to him. And that's typically
You
how
started
it
the
goes.
argument.
All I
You
said
started.
was,
You started it.
you're wrong. And that's
Well, you
why
were
women
wrong.
are like, fuck that
You
shit.
were
I
wrong,
didn't
though.
do it.
But you were wrong.
I think the
You were
problem
wrong.
with dating in Atlanta is that everybody has no sense of reality.
Interesting.
Fucking five.
Write that down.
They be thinking Beyonce don't want to
I
be
think
Michael
people
Jackson, no sense of
don't.
reality.
People get here, and Atlanta is such a magical place. I think a lot of people come here from out of state, and they have never been in such a black ass city before, and they get like this woo, and it's just so much going on in Atlanta. You can literally feel it growing, and it's such a positive place for people of color here. It's just amazing, and people come here, and people who live here, they just lose all sense of everything that's factual. For one, they lose sense of their pockets, men and women.
Yep.
I'm tired of women lying, saying that they've never spent rent. Bitch, we all got to split rent. Most of us.
At $780 for a studio apartment.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
split rent, bitch.
But not just that. Men who come out here, so much eye candy, is so much shit out here for them to get into. They're irresponsible. I think the ratio men to women is just ridiculous. And
That
women
ratio
don't-
isn't real.
Women don't realize how many women there are to men here. There is a
That's
lot
not
of
real.
women.
It's
Now,
one man
now,
to every 13.
that's not real. There is one straight man, but it's not even one straight man to every 13 women. Because the Atlanta Journal-Constitution put out an article, and it was like, where are these lies coming from? Like, it's not
So what's the
true.
ratio?
I don't remember exactly, but we can Google AJC because
It's
they did a
more
whole.
women than men.
They did
It's
an
more women
entire
than men.
article.
It's
There
more
are-
women
That's
than men.
There are more women than men everywhere in the world. There's no place where there are more
Exactly.
men.
So
But it's not
trickle that down to
it's
the
not
black
disproportionate.
community.
But see, I'm from DC.
You have,
I'm from DC.
you have a lot of
where,
black men that are
But
dating.
I'm from
about
Chocolate
dating
City.
in
I'm from the
Atlanta.
blackest city in the country. Well, not no more. But when I left, it was the blackest city in the country. Atlanta ain't got shit on how black DC is. Like, this is a joke. Like, y'all pick a lot of people here. I live in a neighborhood with all Spanish people. Like,
That's just the pocket
This-
that you're in here.
but, when
Yeah.
I'm telling
This
you,
is not really at-
in DC, there's no pocket
Atlanta's
like
black
that.
as
Like,
fuck.
don't, like,
But
It's
you're
not
not in
the
Atlanta
same.
right now. You on
Not
the out
Atlanta.
of
we're
the
in Sandy Springs. But Atlanta, to me, Atlanta.
Oh no, we not. We in
This
We
Sandy
in
Springs.
Cali.
Oh, you're in Cali. Oh shit, we in.
I'm sitting
We in
there
North
like,
Dakota.
I'm
We in
sitting
North
there
Dakota.
like, giving away all the secrets, huh? Just telling every fucking body where we at, huh?
No, we in
We're in
North
North
Dakota.
Dakota.
I'm gonna bring that up. That is another issue that I have with people that are here. Atlanta, when you say Atlanta, I motherfucking mean 30339 zip code.
Wait,
I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. Because I learned. Well, let me get my thought. Let me get my thought. Okay, well, this is what I'm saying. Hold on, Jamie.
Not Sandy Springs,
Congratulations.
not Austell, not Marietta, not Lithonia, not Decatur. Atlanta is not
Well,
the
I'll
same
tell you this. I was taught that Atlanta was all of this shit by ATL.
Well, it is.
So let me
Not
stop.
really.
Not
And
according to
Atlanta
Bill.
niggas told me, because I came here on my elitist shit, because I'm from DC, right? So DC has the same kind of relation with Maryland and Virginia that Atlanta has with like Stone Mountain and Sandy Springs. And in DC, we be like, somebody said, from DC, what part? Landover. You ain't from fucking DC. You from Maryland. And we're very strict about that. And we're very adamant and assholes about it. Like, no, nigga, you ain't from DC.
Well, they
But
consider
what I got
Decatur
here.
even outside
But wait,
Decatur,
wait.
East Atlanta.
But this is my point.
Because it's east
But
of
this is my
Atlanta.
point. This is my point. When I moved to Atlanta niggas, hold up, JB. When I moved to Atlanta niggas started telling me like, I was like, no, I don't live in Atlanta, Sandy Springs. That's North Atlanta. But you live in Decatur.
Well,
that's
that
East
is-
Atlanta.
that's
That's
because
Atlanta.
it's
And I was
north
like,
of.
but no, they was like, nigga, that's Atlanta. Like that's just no sign.
If somebody told you that,
Nigga
they
told me
for real
the
wrong there,
Migos
because
told me Stone Mountain
the
was
Migos
North
will not
Atlanta.
tell you that shit because they not even from motherfucking here. Thank you.
They from
Thank you.
Macon.
No, they from Stone Mountain. They from
Hold
Stone
on,
Mountain.
that's not Atlanta. That's
I'm telling you what they said.
And I'm telling you what Tip and all his homeboys from
Well,
motherfucking Backpack Court said. Them niggas is from Atlanta.
well, 2 Chainz
But
told
the
me.
problem,
Hold
but
up, 2
the
Chainz
issue
told me.
is most people go to Atlanta regardless. If you stay on the outskirts, most
2
of the
Chainz
time
told me I'm
you're
from
visiting
College
Atlanta.
Park,
Okay.
Atlanta.
Working at-
And so
I look at
let
it
me
because
finally
that's how
get
they
my
was
thought. Let me get my thought out.
And I
Let me
work
get
5 days
That's
a
how you
week
explain
in
it. Yeah.
Atlanta. Nigga, I live in Atlanta. I work 5 days out the week and I drive there and I do most of my shit there.
What I'm saying to
I'm
Detroit
saying
is
I'm in
you're in
Atlanta.
the minority. Niggas from Atlanta had told me straight up, like, Sandy Springs, you Atlanta.
We need
And then
some input.
I was
Atlanta
like,
niggas,
that's weird to me
Y'all
because
answer this for
in
us.
right in, because I was like, in DC, we don't count the outskirts.
That's
And
like
niggas
going
out
to
here.
Detroit and
hold
being
on,
from
hold on,
Arbor,
let me
Michigan,
finish.
and
Let
saying
me
you from
finish.
Detroit.
Tori, I heard you. We ain't talking about you. We talking about everybody else. Your opinion is one opinion. I'm talking about, I've been here 7 years. Everybody I met says that. And that's what made me let me finish. God damn. Can I finish? Niggas out here told me, they was like, nigga, like, that's Atlanta. That's Atlanta. And I was like, so what's College Park? Nigga, that's Atlanta. What's East Point? Nigga, that's Atlanta. And I was like, oh, y'all different. Because in DC, we don't count outside shit. We quick to tell nigga, you from Maryland, Alabama. You from Virginia. You this. And I was like, y'all are different out here. So I have been going through this thinking that Atlanta's different than DC.
You know, Atlanta, real niggas that live in Atlanta don't fuck with people that, like South Atlanta niggas don't fuck with niggas from
If you
Stone
off
Mountain.
Sylvan Road, you don't deal with no motherfuckers in Stone Mountain.
No.
You from Atlanta.
You from
going by what niggas told me.
And I'm telling you, them some bird ass niggas that telling you that they from Atlanta and goddamn Stone Mountain.
No, they
That's
didn't say
not
that. That's
Atlanta.
not what they said. I said niggas from Atlanta told me when I was like,
Are they
oh,
from Atlanta?
yeah,
Like Silver
yeah.
Road, the
These
Bluff.
hood niggas. One nigga is from the Bluff. One
Are
nigga
they
is
from-
from the Bluff.
and they
One
from-
nigga is
and
from
they
the
from
Bluff.
Stone Mountain?
No, he not. I didn't say that. I never said that. I never said that. I never said that.
No issues, right?
You made that up. What I said was
All right,
the
right.
Migos who are from Stone Mountain claim Atlanta. I said the niggas.
That's
They
because
say they're from Stone
Okay.
Mountain, but
Which
they
is
claim
what I
that.
just
Hold on,
told
let me
you.
get this out.
You
Let me get this
explained
out.
to somebody
Let me
from
get this out. I
somewhere
didn't
and-
because obviously I did.
Let us get it out. We gonna have y'all should have a poll. What do you?
I'm only
from
going by what
Atlanta
niggas told me.
We should have Atlanta niggas telling us.
Austin
I
is not
actually-
Atlanta.
I never said it was. No, niggas have told.
Lithonia is
Niggas
not
told
Atlanta.
me when I got here. I'll say it the last time. I ain't gonna say it
East
no more. Niggas told me.
West
I was like, they was like, where you stay at? And I was like, blah blah blah, which isn't as it was its own city. And niggas was like, Atlanta. And I was like, oh y'all weird out here because in DC we don't let niggas from DC claim DC. But it's like to me, I told my niggas back home, Atlanta's like its own state. The state ain't Georgia.
No,
the state is
that's
Atlanta.
true.
And
Atlanta
all these
is its
cities,
own entity.
all these cities on the suburbs
And that's
still get
specifically
counted.
because outsiders, they don't understand when you tell them I live in Austell, I'm not too far from the new Braves Stadium. They're like, oh, where is that? No, fuck it, I'm in
Okay,
Atlanta.
so
That's
No,
how
that's not. Those were my conversations.
Okay, so
Like you're wrong. Those are my conversations I've had.
He's
so
telling this to somebody that's living in
I'm
Atlanta.
telling you what conversations I've had.
Tom-
You can't tell me about what I'm talking
You
about.
just told me I was wrong.
I said you're working about what
Okay.
they said.
Okay.
let's do
Meanwhile.
this. Let me say
Hard.
this
God
because
damn,
this is
And
this
you a
is
stubborn
shit.
ass Aries that know everything.
So
I
this
only
is
know what people tell me. I'm
allow
telling
me
you
to.
quotes.
Okay, so
I didn't
everyone
make
is
this up.
Bring them to
everyone
the
is.
show.
Time out. So everyone has stated their point about this but me. Here's my point. Both of you are right, and here's why. Because Atlanta has literally evolved as a city since both of us, all of us, have lived here. For example, the city of Sandy Springs used to be a part of Atlanta.
In the rezoning.
Our addresses used to say Atlanta, Georgia,
And
and
some of it
sometimes
does.
they,
With
sometimes
some
they
of it
still
does.
do.
It still do.
Yeah.
So-
by the MARTA station, it still says
Exactly.
that.
Yes.
Here it still says that.
So the
Yeah.
niggas that you talk to, they probably said that because of the way they grew up and what happened. Those places that are now new cities probably used to be a part of Atlanta. So they probably said that. At the same time, there's also remember that nigga we met at the Chaplain's up the joint? Real straight up and down Atlanta nigga. He was the one outlier. You didn't have that conversation with him. I did. But he was like, Atlanta is Atlanta, and like Tori said, the nigga like named the streets and shit. And I was like, that's
That
not
is
what
real.
other motherfuckers
And
have
that's
told
how
me,
Atlanta
but
niggas
it
were
is.
But see, that's why you
But-
real
but-
about
but
everything
that's
that's
bullshit because I know
inside
some
the
real
perimeter
Atlanta
is
niggas
real.
that say
If you hashtag
Everything
real
that's
Atlanta, it's
inside
gonna
the
be
perimeter
people that
is-
are like
Well,
Tip,
I mean,
like
I think what you're
Touche.
missing is Two Chainz is from College Park. He not from fucking Atlanta. He not. He from another state. That's my point. You named a nigga from another state and say he another city. He's Atlanta.
Alabama.
He's Atlanta. Two Chainz ain't from Atlanta. He from College Park.
they will claim that Atlanta is Atlanta. When you go to downtown Atlanta, Magic City is Atlanta. It is not College Park. Mr. Colley Park, he claims Colley Park because that's where he's from. He doesn't say I'm Mr.
But see, College Park is inside the perimeter of Atlanta. Like it's
Right, but
whatever
that's
is
my
in
point.
this
That's my
zone
point.
here is real. True
But that's my point.
Atlanta.
But she's not saying that. She's saying it's not. That's my point. She's saying it's
I know
not.
Sandy Springs is not.
Because
We're not talking about
Sandy
Sandy Springs,
Springs
we're
has
College
its
Park.
own zip
We're talking
code.
about College Park.
College Park has its own zip code.
Right,
It's
but
called
that's,
College
that's my
Park.
point.
It's
She's
not
saying,
called
but
Atlanta.
wait, she's saying College Park is part of Atlanta, and you're saying
She
it's
said
not.
in the perimeter, which is what she's saying, which is a
But
straight
there's-
drive.
Sandy Springs is in the perimeter. We're not talking about that.
Atlanta is Atlanta.
I
Alabama
agree
is
with
not
what-
Atlanta. Austell's
I'm not
not Atlanta.
arguing with what
Mableton
you're
is not
saying.
Atlanta.
I'm not
All right,
arguing
all right,
with
any of us
It's not
from
I've
None
been
of
down
us are
here
from
20
Atlanta.
Born and raised.
None of us are.
I've been
None of us.
Okay,
None
so
of
we
us.
need born and raised Atlantans
Thank
to
you.
tell us
Thank you.
what exactly
I said-
is.
Well, Tiffany
Ivory
made my
inside.
point. I ain't got nothing else to say. She made my point. Perfect.
Okay, so let's move on. That was a very excited and
Well, we
heated
obviously love Atlanta because we here.
two-person debated
And we've been here
discussion.
forever.
Yeah.
I know, 20 years.
I'm probably
So-
never gonna leave because Atlanta is the greatest city to me.
There
I
it
love
is,
it.
there
I'm
it
never
is.
gonna leave Atlanta. I've never been interviewed by
So-
four black women in my life.
So dating
So,
in
I
Atlanta,
love
if I have
Atlanta.
to pick a 30339 nigga over a 30106, I'm gonna pick 30106 instead of 30339.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
Well,
But I never said that thing. I'm telling you what Atlanta niggas told me.
Atlanta is like
Ugh.
Atlanta
I'm
is
telling you
like
what Atlanta niggas said, and you acting like I'm supposed to know.
Look.
I ain't from here. I ain't claiming to be from here. I'm a
look.
DC nigga.
Atlanta
I'm
is
telling
like
you,
Black
Atlanta niggas told me.
Hollywood. So that's what I feel like. A lot of people are here and they're on some Black Hollywood shit. I think a lot of men have a lot of choices from a lot of great women here. A lot of women here in Atlanta most of them have something going for themselves. Whether they're going to school, whether they have their own studio, do lashes, do this, that, and the third. You're going to find a lot of independent women here in Atlanta. But the men, I think, are more so stuck in a really lavish lifestyle that they can't keep up with. And I think you date one man in Atlanta and it's like 5 other women he's probably interested in too, so you get like a small portion of him. You can really see who fucks with you in Atlanta as far as dating and who doesn't. Because it's about like a nigga could take out 5 bitches. I can tell what nigga really wants to take me out because he's engaging with me. But if a nigga's just piecing me on, I'm like, oh, he probably got a whole
Slew of shit.
slew of bitches that he's just picking from here and here. But you get the least out of people here, I think, because there's so much going on.
I would agree with that. You know, a lot of times I don't know. Like you said, it's just a ton going on. It's all about engagement though, and people want to do this whole "I'm not going to be thirsty" thing back and forth. So sometimes sometimes that can factor into
I
it
hate
too.
that. Am I gonna text him or
Am I
is he
gonna
gonna
text
text
her
me
back?
first? Like,
Yeah,
I don't want to text back right now because that's too soon. Like, I'm gonna give it. I don't
I'm
like
too
that
old
shit. If you
for that
feel me,
shit.
feel
If
me.
I want
Like,
to talk
if
to
you
you,
don't
I'm
feel
just
me,
gonna text
then,
you.
you know.
And you gonna take it how you take it.
And
I
I
ain't
don't
got time for
really
that.
like texting like that.
And
I
I
want
would
a phone
prefer
call.
to text than be on the phone all day because
I
I got
know.
shit to do. Like, I'm legitimately busy because I have a lot of stuff going on. I run a small business, so when I tell you I'm busy, and you sitting on here, well, oh, you playing games?
No,
No,
one time,
I'm busy.
One time this nigga texted me. Sometimes I just get my number, but I stopped that. So the last time I gave my number out, this might have been like last September, right? Because I'm coming off of marriage, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna be out here just dating or whatever. This nigga's like, what's up, Mom? What you doing? I'm like, nothing. You know, I'm out hanging with my girls. He was like, did you eat today? I'm like, no. He was like, okay, what you finna eat? I'm like, nigga, I thought you was about to ask me if I wanted to get something to eat. And it's just like, I found that everything is a bunch of fucking small talk. Like, men will small talk you for weeks. And that's why I'm just like, I don't want to do that.
I'm
I've
okay
heard
with
that.
small talk
I've heard
in the
that.
beginning, like when you're trying to feel each other out to kind of see what's going on. But if you 6 months in and still small talking, that's an issue.
I'm gonna need y'all to stop trying to find people in the club. It ain't gonna happen. Okay?
I don't even go to the club anymore, so I don't even.
I don't like to go out. I'm sorry.
Going
I'm
out is okay.
old. I don't.
Like,
You don't like to go out and dance?
I go to a lounge.
dancing, but
I go to
dance,
a
going
lounge.
out to dance
Okay,
is
I don't
different.
do clubs. There's
Yeah.
only one club that I like, and it's Alibis, because I like the DJ. Like, he plays good music. Like,
And
good
that's
mix of
hard to
music.
find.
But I don't club. I do
Yeah.
do, like, lounges and rooftops.
That's what I do.
I go to
Yeah.
hotel
Yeah.
bars.
Yeah.
Hotel
Yeah.
bars are really
I'm not going.
But stop still, even in that environment. Stop trying to find your soulmate there.
Yeah,
And I'm talking about ladies there.
Like one of our boys
Just
owned
don't do
the
it.
biggest club in DC, and I learned. I don't say the rough way, but I learned a long time ago that
Yeah,
love ain't in the
People
club.
are
bro.
really
Love
just
ain't
there
in
to
the
have
club.
fun, and
it's
really
nothing
does.
wrong with
men don't
going home to
understand
have
that
fun
too.
in the club. Like, if I want to go out with my girls dancing, that's all the fuck I want to do. I'm not trying to take you home. I don't need you to buy me 12 drinks. And if you buy me a drink, that does not mean I'm your girlfriend for the fucking night.
Right.
Leave me the hell alone.
They
Like,
will
go
kidnap
away.
you for the night over
And-
an $8 drink and think they
and
that they
but-
deserve
Right.
your 5 hours of time or
But see,
whatever.
see, see,
I'm
me,
not-
I'm not even buying you a drink. I'm talking to you.
But I've had dudes that have understood
And you're
the
their
game.
wife for the
They've
night.
seen, I've had men, this is what I like. And even though I didn't win anything from this guy, it was something notable that I was like, oh, that's cool. See the group of bad bitches come in, right? We all having fun, dancing. Hey, I'm gonna buy a round of drinks for you and your girls and enjoy your night.
That's cool.
Well,
Bought
Now,
up, left, and then we was like, oh shit, that's a
That's
I haven't done that. I have.
space.
And
I've had a
One of the
bottle.
homegirls went
I've had a
back to
bottle
talk to
and
somebody
poured
because
drinks.
we like that kind of shit. Give us some freedom in the damn club.
Like,
Don't be
see,
our
see,
damn
with me,
husband.
I'm not gonna be your husband. I'm not gonna be your drink buyer either. Get a job. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
most
what
of
the
us
But I
buy
do-
our own drink.
but I have done. I have had a section and say some pretty girls like I want them in
I
my
hate
section.
sections.
Okay. Well,
I
and I
am
have
a
poured
full.
drinks for girls in the
I
section.
am a
I'm not just
full
buying
and
people
floor
drinks.
type of girl. I want
This
to
is
be right
weird.
there with all the poor
Yeah,
people.
but buying.
I can't party with.
Okay, so
I can party with the
I
poor
can't.
people. I can dance.
I can't do it.
right. I want to be.
I dance in my section.
But
You
see,
dance
no.
in my section.
See,
I'm
the way
not-
that's why I made the money that I made when I was hosting because I don't want to be in a section. I want to be on the floor. I'm gonna get on the floor. I'm gonna get on the box. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna go stand on the bar. I want to have fun. I don't want to be stuck.
I'll
in
be
a
stuffy. I'll
ass
get in a
section
section.
all
I'll
night.
get in a section with some dudes, and next thing you know, it's like 50 people.
And
in
now all of a
20
sudden, that's your
section,
husband.
And that's
Yeah,
cool.
that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen with at our sections.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we get a section and be us, our niggas, and then whatever girls we want to, we
Well,
want
okay,
with
so
us,
let me ask
we
you a
want in our
question.
section.
How you choose what bitches to let in your section?
I was gonna ask
Okay.
that, but what's the difference between choosing bitches in the section to come up to give them drinks out of the bottle that you have that you already purchased and buying drinks for bitches on the floor? What's the difference?
To me, the difference is there's a stigma to buying. Like we go to the bar and be like, all four of y'all get a drink, and I'm out. Why?
You want the
But
Because
what's the difference?
when I was getting sections on a regular, I was a rapper. So my section needed to look a certain way. So I would, if I didn't bring girls with me, then I would let the cutest girls come up and get drinks. And it wasn't like I was trying to date them. It was just like my nigga over there videotaping.
So you never
that
had a genuine appreciation for some ladies who's like, man, I want y'all to have a good night. Here's some drinks. You never had that?
No. Because I want them to have a good night, have good drinks, yes. I ain't got to buy them, no. You ain't got to buy them. You good. You independent. It's 2019. What the fuck?
But most women
Why am I
are.
buying you a drink?
Most women are in the club buying their own drinks.
I didn't say they weren't.
So,
I answered her question. I answered her question.
Right, and she and I both just said the same thing. Most women are already in the club buying their
So
drinks.
why not buy them?
Well, I think if you
what's
if
the difference in
feel
you inviting the girl that was
Because-
buying the drink on the floor by
because
herself?
I'm getting more out of that one exchange than the other.
Oh, so you don't do it for genuine, just you want an exchange.
So
You want the
you
want the
don't
company
get
of beautiful
sections.
women.
You don't get
You don't
sections
pay for the
anymore.
company of beautiful women.
No, he doesn't pay for the company of beautiful women because he said he was a rapper and he was given a section. So if you were given a section, he will invite women in, not on your dime, correct?
No, sometimes I pay for the section. Sometimes I had to pay for it.
So
it
what's the
wasn't like-
difference in buying her a drink on the floor than it is for her in the section? If you
To
still have
be
to pay
totally
for it.
100, to be totally 100, it's the look of it because that still benefits me. I'm just being 100. I don't know how it sounds. I don't know how it sounds. You know, oh my God, I can't believe you say that.
But if you
But
want a $70
Okay, so I
bottle
have a
and
question.
put it in a section,
I'm not buying a
let's
$70
say-
bottle.
But listen,
No.
here's the question. This is the real serious question you gotta ask. So if you know that you do that, what is the gripe with men, with women who want that even exchange? Because I find it that a lot of people come here and they see women who say, I want a nigga to do this, that, and the third. And most of the time, niggas want bitches that do this, that, and the third. And they make perfect matches for each other, right? Like a nigga that wants a bunch of beautiful bitches around him, and a bitch that wants a nigga that's gonna pay a bunch of shit for her. That's a perfect exchange. But I always find the niggas down in the women like that, and they be the main ones that want the women like that.
I'll tell you how I look at it. I don't down women for that. I just don't. Like I'm most of the girls I've dated have been models or hostesses, or I managed models and hostesses, so I've gotten them gigs in clubs. And like, I don't look down on that. Like I'm from a different background, but how I look at it is this: if I most of the time, if I got a section, I'm coming like open mics. I think I told you about this. When I used to rap with open mic, I would bring like 5-6 bad bitches with me, like because open mics usually a bunch of niggas, and I'm like, I make songs for
You
girls.
need some feminine
Yeah, I need, because my songs
well,
is
feminine energy
yeah, my
is
songs
definitely important.
Because I rap for the ladies. So it's like I'm in a club.
I would see
with
why
nothing
a
but
nigga
niggas.
wouldn't want to be in a club, in a section, surrounded by a bunch of
totally
niggas.
understand
Right, but
that.
most
But
of the
if
time,
you
most of
have
the
to
time,
buy
most of the
your
time,
bottle-
most of the time, when I had to buy my bottle and do it, I bought a crew of
But he
bad
said
bitches
why?
with me.
He said
Right, no,
because
no. So
the-
what
he doesn't
hold
get
on.
anything in exchange.
Wait a
He
second.
buys it for
The average
alcohol.
drink in the club is $10 a cup, correct?
Yeah.
Where are you going in Atlanta where you getting a bottle less than $70?
I didn't say you were.
So what is that? That was my whole thing. Like if you gotta buy, if you're buying a drink for a girl because you're like, oh, she dope as
Oh,
hell.
a girl.
And
No,
you
a
buy the
girl is
drink.
different than.
Or even if you buy a drink
a
for
team of
her,
girls.
but if you buy a drink for her and her girls and you didn't buy a bottle for the night, what's the difference in that? If you still have to
I see
spend
the difference.
$70.
I see the difference because I might spend $400 on bottles for my section. I still don't want to spend $70 for her and her girls.
He just said he don't want to do
Okay.
that. But okay.
Why am I buying
Another
drinks?
thing
don't
I
want these
think
bitches. Like,
about
I'm
problems
just better
with
just
dating
sit
in
over there.
Atlanta
Why?
or dating in general.
Why?
People-
Give me one reason to do it. I can name a reason why I would give them drinks in my section. I don't have a reason why I would give them drinks over there at the bar, not alone. Give me the reason why. And I might change my mind.
Because I'm not a go in the section because a dude bought a bottle kind of girl.
And I'm not
I'ma
a
stay
buy
on the floor.
girls
I'ma stay
drinks
on
that I
the
don't know for
floor.
no reason.
And you walk up to me, hey, come to me. No,
But I'm not doing that. I'm not going to
Yeah,
girls
that's-
saying,
that's
hey,
not
come to
what
my
I-
You
section.
gonna wait for the girls who be hanging
the
around
ones that
the-
hang
No,
in
no,
the
no, 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 no,
edge in the bars looking up like,
Well,
please
the
make me-
answer is no. The answer is no. You're both wrong.
Okay.
I said, when I started this, my man owned the biggest club in D.C. So I didn't have to, she's
Oh,
the
so
one next to me.
So you had people
We're back here in Atlanta, so
because
when
I've
you
done
go
that.
Yeah.
I started off
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
beginning at the line at the club, and they told me, man, we got a section on here, just go ahead and sit there.
Exactly.
And we went over there and sit there. So they just already had it pre-set up, put all the cute bitches
they
in
always
that section.
have one of those.
Okay.
That's what we did. So I'm like, I'm not.
Outside of clubs, though, I do think also people in general with dating do not date based off of genuine compatibility.
They don't.
They date
She's
based off
pretty,
of
he's cute.
yes. They date based off of very basic things that fade away. They don't. I feel like okay. I heard this one time. Men fall in love based off of shared activities, real love. So if they find a woman that shares their actual activities, they're most likely to really fuck with that woman. And I can attest to that to a personal experience. I've dated somebody where we really did opposites attract work for like 1 year. After that year, we had nothing really in common. We were just pushing through. It sucked. It wasn't. It's like, and I feel like people don't date. I choose my niggas like I would choose my girlfriends, because if I can't spend idle time with you, it is just not. It's gonna fade out in a little bit.
I'm different because the bulk of my male friends, like the bulk, are like nerdy niggas.
Mhm.
I ain't a nerdy nigga. And most of the girls I date are nerdy girls. I'm not a nerdy nigga. I like different shit. I like exploratory shit. So if I date a girl, she's like, oh, I like anime. I'm like, what the fuck is anime? Oh, it's these cartoons, but they Japanese. I'm like, what channel come on?
But it's
and
not.
then I'm
It's not.
intrigued.
But that's not a genuine compatibility. That's dating somebody that speaks to something that you're who you are as a person. You're interested in learning new things. You're interested.
Right,
But
but
if
that's
you met
not
a
good.
boring
Those
bitch that
guys
never
are
did
like-
Well,
anything,
you're right.
that
You're
wouldn't
right.
work.
You're right. If I met a boring bitch, then I wouldn't want her. But I'm interested in learning new things. So when I meet a woman, she's like, well, I like this. I'm like, I never even heard of this shit. Like, well, what is it? I'm like, well, you know, where can you go see it? I'm just curious. So I'm mostly drawn to women who can bring something to the table I don't know shit about. You're like, well, yeah, I saw this in the...
I kind of have a gripe with that because I think a lot of women end up falling in love with niggas that they think taught them something. And I think learning is something that's completely autonomous. You can learn whatever you want to learn by yourself. You don't need a nigga to teach you shit or a woman to teach you shit. So I think, you know, there's a lot of, I don't think people really know what type of person they like until
Sometimes
it's too
because
late
I
and
think
they
of that
wasted a bunch of
with
time.
what you're saying
like
there is because they don't know themselves.
Yeah.
They don't know what they like as an individual because they've been told for years. Your mama said you like this, your daddy said you like that. And
Well,
you
see,
don't
I
know
have a
yourself.
gripe with women.
I'm a little bit different because, like, my parents, my mother raised me Catholic. I despise Christianity and Catholicism.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you probably don't want to
yeah.
date somebody who's super religious, right?
Hell no.
Exactly.
You know, but I'm in America. I'm in America. What I learned is
do not share the same
I'm in
ideals or
America,
nothing.
and I kind of like how many black women I'm gonna find that's not Christian?
Tons.
Tons.
I know
These
an
days,
assload
tons.
of us.
Tons.
I don't.
Then you gotta kind of switch it up because a lot of me and my girlfriends, we are not Christian based. We are spiritual
But
based.
that's what attracts me. So what I'm saying is, like, I look at
Most millennials don't do Christianity.
But I also think people don't ask these questions during dates. Like
I
they
do.
don't. They.
I do.
I know, but I think in general, I don't think people are asking the questions like because people have somehow deemed it crazy to ask people their basic ideals up front, which is the most important. Like if I ask a nigga, if a nigga wants to take me out on a date, by day 2, I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't want to get married in the future. Let's say like 5 years. Like, come on, I don't want to do that again. You know what I'm saying? Or like, so how do you feel about like raising kids? Like,
and
you
that's
know,
time
what
for
would you
him
do
to
if
say
like
you don't like that or not.
but see, people are dating. We're not talking about like casual sex. This is actual dating. These are questions that actually need to be had if you're dating people.
To
Like,
get
and
to
I
I
don't
ask
think
some of these
people
questions
ask
if it's
these
casual sex. I still ask these questions.
But
Like,
for
yeah,
casual
like, I'm-
sex,
I'm-
like that's something to me. That your opinion, but to me, casual sex, I don't fucking care about all that shit.
Yeah, because
with
you probably
I don't
will
give a
turn me
shit.
off, and then next thing you know, I don't want to fuck you anymore.
That.
But
What
to
she
me,
said.
to me, that's important because, and y'all are very attractive women. Your options are, I'm a nigga. I still got shit, like my options are limitless, and I'm not a bad bitch, I'm not a fine nigga, I'm just
A nigga.
a nigga, and I got limitless options. Like, my options are, it's ridiculous. It's more than, it's above me. It's above me now. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I believe it.
But the thing is, I'm still asking those questions.
But just know, we're telling you, just know that if you ask those questions, and she's telling you, no, it's casual, and you ask those questions, and all of a sudden one day she's like, you know what, fuck this shit, I don't want to do this anymore.
You probably went too far with it.
Don't-
But there are women
I'm
that
like,
go up front. I
see,
just want casual sex.
Like, but I don't look at it from that perspective, and I'm gonna see why. Because I'll be like, hey, we have a religious discussion, and she's like, I'm a diehard Christian, I go to church every Sunday. I ain't even gonna fuck you. I'm like, oh, yeah.
But that's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
so I
you
don't
ask those
even want to
questions.
get that.
But
You
see,
might
I
have to
think,
do a
I
pussy,
think
but
that
I don't
goes
even want it no
along
more.
to the dedication of how casual you want your sex. Because I think
Right.
sometimes
If we just
Like
fucking
the whole
don't call
thing.
me on the weekend and ask me
I
how's
tried
my
the
day
whole
going.
thing.
Don't call me.
I tried a whole thing.
You leave if you
after
call
I
me
got
that
married,
day
and
it's
it was a
5
waste
o'clock.
of time. A complete waste of time. I did not, there were some instances where it was like, do I really want to fuck this nigga, or I'm just fucking him because I know I have the autonomy and the freedom to do it. And most of the times I didn't, so I didn't, or so I don't. But with dating, I was asking so many of the wrong questions younger. Like, I missed so many red flags and just shit that wasn't gonna work out. And the older I get, the more it's like, damn, if we don't have nothing in common, like, nigga, we're not on the same level. It's not gonna last. Like, I know you're attracted to me. I think people confuse sexual chemistry with regular chemistry. Like, you can be attracted to anybody, but that doesn't mean you really have chemistry.
JB, you're quiet.
I know, how you
I'm
feel?
picking on you.
I don't
He
know.
like shit.
Well, to be honest with you, dating has sucked in Atlanta. I mean, let's keep it 100. That's why I don't really fucking do it anymore. You know, and my situation is a little different because I learned this about myself. I very, very rarely enter into casual relationships, be they with, you know, my homeboys or niggas I meet or whatever, or the females that I meet, regardless of what's going to happen. You know, I just learned to really tighten up my circle a lot, and so the whole dating thing, you know, it's gonna take a really serious level of interest for me to even bother with that.
So
at
it's
this
not
point.
even a casual situation at all for you.
Well,
It's
I'm just at the point in my life where, you know, I've gone down that road enough times now to know that, you know, for me personally, if I like you the first time, I like you the second time, I like you the third time, we're going somewhere. Because
Right.
frankly, I'm too old not to. Let's just keeping it honest. I also know that I need to be ready for that, and right now I'm not. So I'm not bothered with it. It's just that simple.
I want to ask a selfish question because both of y'all have kids. Dating in Atlanta with kids.
It was never really a problem for me personally because there was always kind of like a phased approach for me. I needed to get to know you to make sure that, okay, this is date one. Do we need a date two? And there were plenty of times where there didn't need to be a date two. Now, this is funny, this is ironic, because I am a Christian, very much so. And New knows this about me. I grew up in the church. I was a junior deacon in the church. I've stood on a pulpit and delivered a sermon before.
I think you and I were similarly raised, but I was raised Catholic, ultra-minister, Sunday school teacher, the whole nine.
Yeah, I was raised Baptist, and then I went to Catholic schools.
And mine
for 7
was,
years.
ugh.
Yeah.
They
no.
saw shit going on. Nobody did anything. Nobody said anything. Nobody talked about it. So fuck this shit. It's not for me.
Yeah.
That's how I dropped it.
So the reason why I brought that up is because I went on a date one time. Great first date. Took her out to a nice restaurant. It was really, really nice. It happened to be on Valentine's Day. And you know, absent-minded, totally fucking forgot. Fucking forgot it was Valentine's Day.
It's a Valentine's Day date.
Yeah.
That was your whole girlfriend.
I totally fucking forgot it was Valentine's. I'm absent-minded like that. But anyway, so I'm headed to the date. Oh shit, it's fucking Valentine's Day. Well, I might as well get some flowers at least. I'm taking her out on Valentine's
What were you
Day.
thinking?
So again,
It was
I'm
the
not-
first date?
The first date.
Next time, call your homegirl and ask her.
And if she agrees to a first date on Valentine's Day, then
Yeah,
both
that
y'all
gets a
crazy.
lot, yeah.
It ain't just you, it's both of y'all.
Run
It
the
was-
she
it was
did.
great.
Because I did.
Like, I've been like,
I did.
he knew it.
Matter of fact,
You
you
call me
know,
like, you want to go out on the 14th? No. What about the 15th? No, because that's
I had
my
a
birthday.
first
Call me on
Valentine's
the
Day, you know what
17th.
It was literally.
Y'all was big in the studio.
I called her on Monday.
Y'all
Like,
was
you want to go out on
my
Tuesday?
first
I'm
date
busy
was
on Tuesday. What about Thursday?
It was
Look down at the calendar.
I
Oh
see.
shit. Thursday is the 14th.
Do not call
and it's
me in February to go on
That's
any dates
literally
on the
what
14th
happened.
or the
I made the
15th.
date and did not know it was Valentine's Day when I made it. Like, again, absent-minded. But
So what
anyway,
happened?
Somebody asked us to define dating.
she was like, oh, I'm hyper Christian. I go to church every Sunday, this, that, and the third. That was the first and last date. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need to. I don't
I
need
remember that.
You
What
I
she
remember
said?
you remember this story?
What did she say?
She was like, oh yeah, I love the Lord and church, and I go to church every Sunday, and I was like, well, that was a lovely meal.
And he's a Christian.
Yeah.
So define dating. Define
To me, and I have to explain it this way. I won't take too much time, but there are levels to dating, and there are things before dating, and there are things after dating. You can be just casual sex partners. You can be more than casual sex partners. You can be legit fuck buddies. You can be friends without benefits. You can be dating. You can be seriously dating. And you can be long-term, I'm in it to win it dating. So dating by itself, I would describe as, giving you my spectrum, is it can be exclusive, I guess. I look at dating as
There's casual dating too, though.
boom. So that's why it's hard to describe dating, to define
is
just
casual
dating.
dating to you
I think dating is-
including sex or no sex?
I guess it's dependent on the person, but I would think casual dating is just getting around and meeting people in intimate settings. I think dating, just strictly dating as far as courtship, is dating somebody in the hopes of this end goal.
I agree.
That's
I-
kind of
I
how I would have.
don't think if two people are having sex and that's what they've established it to be, if you start dating on it, that's not two people casually having sex. That's
That's not
now a
dating.
different.
Yeah,
That's
that's
now
not
a
dating.
different
That's
avenue.
not casual.
No,
That's casual sex, but
Yeah, that's not
dating is
dating.
different from casual.
Dating is good. Dating is spending time with an individual,
Quality time.
Phone
an
calls, text
individual,
messages.
with the hope or the intention that a relationship will build from
Yeah.
said time spent with whomever.
But what
Whether
about
it's the
casual
first
dating?
time, the second.
What about
Casual
casual dating?
Okay,
dating
so
is-
casual dating,
basically
casual
looking at
dating
the
is a
pool of
part of the.
people.
Well, casual dating, exactly. It's
To
a
try
part
to
of the
figure out
process
who do you want
of
to
elimination. Literally, yes. It is a part of the process of elimination towards creating a relationship.
It's
The
like-
goal of dating is always for a relationship to ensue.
I'll caution you here. I know millennial women that don't see it that way.
I don't date.
But that's talking. You're talking to
Irrelevant.
somebody.
Yes, but the question is, what is dating to you?
No, that's not the question. That's not the question.
So what is
Vaughn
dating?
said that's
So
the
it's my
problem with
definition.
dating.
I
that
get you.
it,
I
the
get you.
definition varies from
But
person
that's
to
why
person.
you have to
Exactly.
The
ask
definition
people.
varies from
Exactly.
person
You
to
cannot
person.
be afraid to ask people
Exactly.
up
And-
front what they want from
Or
this.
what they think
thing.
dating is, because I've done that. Like, well, I don't know if I asked what dating is to you. Ooh, that's a new question. I will be asking that. But I know that a woman, I was in a situation where a woman was like, I want to date and da-da-da. And at the end of the day, be it that she lied or miscommunicated, dating was not with any intent. And now there's a new term, dating with intent. So they can be dating without intent.
But I don't see how
Because
you.
I
I
know-
don't think
I'm
that
gonna
would be
just-
just like
she just wanted to-
casually dating around.
But why
But she
would
just wanted to have sex.
That's
But-
fine.
But,
You
but,
just
but,
wanna
but,
have sex.
but, I really liked her. So she made it a dating thing so that I wouldn't back off of just being dick and glass. So it was dating with intention, but it really wasn't. What she just really wanted to do was fuck me when she wanted to fuck me. But she did the
Did
illusion
you ask
of
her
dating.
what she was looking
Wait,
for?
shut up. This was, yes.
And
Yes.
she said,
This is somebody that I wanted to be with. So I asked
And
all
she
the
told
fuck-
you that she
all the
wanted
fucking
to have
questions.
a relationship.
She told me that she wanted to get to that. She wanted us to build to that.
So
But she really didn't.
Okay,
She,
so
what I'm saying is she lied so that she could.
you have a girl
keep
best
me.
friend.
Yes. Well, nah.
You-
that's another story.
Okay.
My girl
so,
best friend was her best friend. So
Okay, so you need a new girl best friend because I have a guy best friend and have a girl best friend. And when I get stuck in situations, I will ask either of them, especially my guy best friend. Like anybody I date, I tell him I have a guy best friend. He's the godfather of my children. If you don't like it, get the fuck on. It's that simple because he is a brother to me. So that being said, if you had had a girl best friend that was unbiased, that is extremely difficult. Your girl best friend is the best friend of a girl. Right.
That's
Unbiased.
but I also think that if I relayed the story the way it was, because she was lying. if I relate a story the way it was
Right.
related to me, they would think the same thing I
So
thought.
I always tell my guy best friend, okay, this is what I think you need to do. This is my opinion on what I see it because I'm a female. This is the way I'm looking at it. I tell him, you did it. Now go ask your guy best friend what he thinks. If your guy best friend and your girl best friend are coming up with the same exact concept,
Oh,
run.
and know that I'm 43, so I do that.
I think-
But if somebody's lying, you can't really, like,
I
there's
think
nothing you
we're
can do
kind
if they're
of-
lying.
No.
I think
I understand
I
what
think
you're
her
saying, but what
line
I'm
is
saying
probably
is if you had
something
told somebody,
her
okay,
own.
this is what the situation
probably
is,
ashamed
and
to
she
admit
said
that
this,
she
this, and her reaction
which
was
is
that.
why feminism and sexual
Her actions were on
sexual
point
freedom is
for
so
the first
important.
I agree.
It's
5 months.
It's never on point to a woman.
These
You understand
days,
what
you'll
I'm
have a
saying? If you
woman
had had
come to you
an
like, I don't
unbiased female best
Yeah.
friend,
And you won't have
she
to
would
play
have
no
told you,
games.
nah, she full of
Some
shit.
people
This is
just
what
need
she
to
do.
fuck buddy, and that's fine.
I don't know, because I think, okay.
Is she gonna watch this?
If she is, she gonna
She
be
probably wasn't. She already pissed because I don't be fucking with her. So
I just feel like
"Nah."
if you had a guy friend, I know I have a guy best friend. If he asks me a question about a female and I listen to it and I analyze the situation as me being a woman, I will give him my honest opinion as a woman and tell him to get other opinions because
But
I'm an asshole and I know.
I think that it's difficult to do that when, and this is what fucked me up because like I said, I'm not 20, so I've seen everything.
How old was she?
She's your age.
Exactly. You gotta start dating. That's another thing.
He said,
People be dating.
if
you
the
dating a
definition
woman
was
my age,
established
she
with
is all
guidelines,
about her
relationships
freedom
would be
right now.
much more successful. We all
It
have different
ain't
teachers
how
of
it
these
used to be.
experiences.
Women ain't 30 trying to be
Unless
settled
we
down.
both
We wanna
are
know for
taught
sure that
by
we
the
make
same
right
teacher.
decisions. So we are trying
But it's
to
about
have-
what you say, and it's about me believing the bullshit.
But I think what I was telling him, I think she was probably going through a time where women, it's still kind of taboo for women to just be like, I want to fuck buddy without it being an issue.
it's taboo.
I think it's coming. I think it's coming through.
I don't think it's been. It's
I think
been
there's
taboo
still
my
a
entire
lot of
life.
women who are afraid to be honest about what kind of situation they're
I
in.
thought
And I think
that-
the benefits from some of the extras that the benefits
and
she got
maybe-
from dating probably also, you know,
If I'm too personal, tell me. When you had your children, were you married?
not with the first one.
Okay, same with me. So when I had my first child, I thought it was not okay for women, unmarried women with children, especially being raised Catholic, was not okay. So I learned within like the first 2 years of me having my child, nah. That's when I realized, nah, this shit, it don't matter if you got kids, no kids. If you want to go out, fuck, have 17 kids.
Two kids.
Yeah,
I
I saw
realized
something
that.
the other day with dating women with kids, and it was some women. I hate when women go against each other like this, but men, you know, women with kids, you shouldn't be dating, and I'm just like, oh god,
I
like.
don't think
fuck
it's
up.
anything
That's
wrong with a woman
That's-
dating.
that's
The only-
asinine.
The
But
only
I
issue
will
that
say- I will say, if you're a
people
woman-
want other people to suffer, like.
But if you're a woman, I'll say this: if you're a woman and your child's father is zero participation in your life, and you never have a babysitter, and you never what are we dating for? You can't even get out the fucking house.
Now, I totally understand.
I did a woman, and this is real
No,
shit.
well,
And she got mad at me and went off on me on fucking
No, I've
Facebook.
had 'em-
But I'm like, because there were
Don't drop
posts,
your kids
you
off
know,
with
the
anybody.
little posts that come out and it's like, I want a romantic date. And I just being a smart ass. I was like, you can't even get a babysitter. It's like, how you want a romantic date? That was the wrong joke to make.
But
and she
anybody-
went off on me.
It's
And I'm
hard,
like,
it's hard to find a
like
babysitter, but you can find a babysitter. And
Yeah.
it's hard to find one, but you can find one.
And
She blocked me
I
everything.
have had a man who was so interested in dating me that he offered, if there is any way that I can help you to get a day off, let me know. I'll pay for the babysitter. I'm the one that wants to take you out tonight. I'm the one that's taking you out.
And
you
I
know.
think that's totally
And
fine.
that's somebody who understands that I'm dealing with somebody with extra responsibilities. Now, I've had to, and no, I didn't agree with him on the date because I wasn't comfortable
a little desperate.
I don't think
No,
it's
it's
desperate.
not
I do.
desperate.
Well,
If you really like somebody-
So we've never gone on a date. How does he really like you? How does he really like you?
I think it's
If you ain't
because
even met you.
I don't think it's in that sense. It's just that he had the means to be like, yo, if you need me to pay for the babysitter,
But see,
I'll
to
pay
me
for
that's
the
tricky because just because you got the means doesn't mean you blow your money that way.
So then
I got the means.
that's
I
not
got the
blowing your
means.
money if
I
you
got the
don't-
means to ask you on Friday and fly you to Costa Rica.
But that doesn't mean
So
I
that's
even
the
know
way.
you.
So
Why
then
would I
that
do that?
means
Like,
you don't get to
no.
date that particular woman. I have kids, so if I don't have a babysitter, I'm not fucking going out because I'm not leaving my kids with
Well,
any time
and I
they get
respect
married. So
that.
if you sitting over here like, oh, okay, well if you can't go out, then fuck you. No, fuck you because I'm not dropping my kid off.
I
with
respect
If I was
that.
very
I
interested
respect
in a
that. I
man
respect
and
that.
I couldn't find a babysitter and he said, hey, I want to take you out to this concert. I know it's on this day. I know you don't have a sitter, but I'll pay for it if you want me to.
I think
But see,
that
I will
that's
take
different.
that.
That's what different. This is
You know
how
what I'm saying?
this is how
I think that's
this
very
is-
gentlemanly.
I think
Tell
that-
me what y'all think. This is how I think it's different. I really like you. You really like me. We just don't have time. It just doesn't.
Well, time
Well,
is
let
other.
me
A lot of
finish.
people don't have time.
Because of kids or whatever, like we like each other. We have a good time together. Life is in the fucking way. In that situation, I'll be like, fuck it. Like, what's up on Saturday? How much is the babysitter? Da, 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 da. But if I'm just trying to ask you out on a random date and you
But
can't
I
go,
don't
and I don't
think-
really know you like that,
I
and
don't
I'm
think a
offering to
man
pay
is
for your
gonna
babysitter.
volunteer to pay for a babysitter on a random chick.
I
Like
disagree.
that.
I disagree. A girl that I met, I hadn't even met yet, invited me on vacation this year. We never even seen each other face to face. That's bullshit. And I'm not going. And we're gonna get into this story
Me
in a
having
minute.
guy
But
friends, if you
hold
go
on,
on that
hold on.
trip, she
Let me
trying to
finish.
kill your ass.
No, she liked me. She thought I was cute, whatever. She thought I was cute until we got into it. Then I was unattractive, and I'm gonna tell this story. I'm gonna tell that story in a minute. But I had a girl invite me on vacation that, we had a couple conversations. She just thought I was cool as fuck, and she had opportunity.
Money is the key to babysitting.
It is the key to
I
babysitters.
I agree. But my point is, niggas will go, like, let's say JB met you tonight, and he think you cute. And he be like, oh, I ain't gonna babysit. And he offered to pay for it. And it's like, why are you offering to pay for a babysitter?
What if he had free tickets to go to a concert?
Okay.
And he had free tickets to go to the concert. So he's like, you know what, fuck it. I got free tickets to go to the concert. I'm gonna pay for the damn babysitter. What's the difference between him paying for the tickets to the concert and the babysitter?
I look at it as, I'm not dating a woman who ain't got fucking money.
I've
If
never-
you broke and you
I don't
that
know if
pitiful, I'm
that's
not dating.
necessarily
that
broke.
doesn't
It's just
mean
I'm not dating.
broke.
you asking me out is still a change of my schedule because I have kids.
Right.
But I think that in general, people, I don't believe in not having intimate relationships in your life because you don't have money. That would just be like me
I
telling
agree.
poor people, no, you can't have no fun in your life because you don't make a certain amount of money. You don't deserve meaningful relationships. You don't deserve this. I think that's pure bullshit.
I'm with you.
I
But
hate
the
when
first
people-
date, I'm like, that's a little different. Because
But
I'm
if
gonna
you're gonna buy drinks, what's the
I'm gonna
difference?
look at you like this. You, like, whatever decisions you made in your life, those are yours, mine are mine. If your decisions have led you to the point where you cannot get a babysitter ever, then you've made some decisions that's gonna make me question your
it's not
friend.
any different.
I'm gonna
It's not
question you a little
babysitter
bit.
ever.
Because if I couldn't afford to take you on a date, I like you. Oh, Tiffany, you're a beautiful thing ever. I can't afford to take you nowhere, but I like you. You're gonna make some decisions about me. Like, man, this nigga like me, but he can't even take me to a date. You're not gonna be like, oh no, everybody's different, and life is life.
I
You don't
can't
wanna
say
judge
that
me.
because all I've dated was pretty much niggas that really didn't have that much money,
But that much money is
money
different than
has
not a date
never
at all.
been
So
Not a date at all.
Like
If I
mine.
can't take you anywhere, if I can't take you on
coming
a
from
picnic,
experience,
like,
if
come
not
on.
nothing though.
from in my
Right, but
life,
my point is, if I can't even take you on a picnic,
in the
you're gonna
tiny
look at me
little
like,
time that I have been dating this
Well, that's
go round,
true.
single with 2 kids at this
well, she
particular
said
point in
that's
time.
true. I ride with it.
It is super difficult for me to just get up and go out on a date on a Friday night just because somebody asked me out.
Unless you get married and get divorced and then make him have custody of the kids on the
Boo
weekend.
boo, I have been court ordered for custody on 1st and 3rd, 2nd and 4th, and it don't happen.
What?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
So,
Well, but I
that
agree
being
with
said,
I agree with what you're saying,
it
but
is
I'm not talking about
extremely
that.
difficult
I'm not
for
talking
me
about
to
that.
get up to
Right.
go out on a date
Okay.
because
But I'm not
it's
talking
this
about
many
that.
people that I
No,
trust with my
Explain
kids.
that because I'm not talking
Yeah.
about your situation. I'm
Yeah.
talking about something different.
Yeah, let me.
And I need you to understand that it's a difference.
Allow me to step in here because there is a very important point that New is trying to make, and I think I need to kind of piggyback a little bit here. There are certain situations where, as a man, I'm going to step in and I'm going to kick a little bread. First of all, when I ask you out on a date, I'm covering the expenses of the date. It's just that simple. That is what I stepped up for. That is what I gave my word about because I asked you out on a date.
Facts.
Implicitly, that is the commitment I made. Now, here's the other side to that. Implicitly, when you say yes, I expect you to be there. And I don't expect there to be any kids or any other situations involved with your getting there that I need to have to handle.
Mhm.
Because by asking you out on a date, I asked you to be there. That's all I need you to do. Anything else that's coming along with that, we're probably not going out on a date because if you're not grown enough to even make that commitment to that particular moment in time, at that point, at the very beginning, at the start, then like you said, like, what the fuck are we really talking about right now? And I'm not talking about a situation where I asked you Friday morning to go out with me on Friday evening. If you tell me you with your kids then, totally
Oh, good.
understand.
I
Oh,
just,
totally
find,
understand.
I just find this conversation so funny because men with kids do not ever, not once have to deal with this.
They don't.
Men with kids don't. No, even men without kids don't. There's no
That is
stipulation.
so
JB, I want to say something, but I'll let JB go because he has kids. So
I
JB,
have my babies
baby mamas
24/7.
switch schedules and then fuck their whole weekend up. JB, you speak to it because they gonna get on me. 'Cause I ain't got kids.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
you speak to it.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
I
yeah.
am not a baby mama, first and foremost.
I'm a
I
baby
never
mama.
called you a baby
No,
mama.
hold on.
my
I'm
name
not
says
saying
baby
you did.
mama in his
Chill.
phone and
Calm down
everything.
for simmer. I'm not a baby mama. I'm the mother of my children's father. Or father's children, whatever the fuck. I got 2 kids. Period, point blank, end of discussion.
Okay.
I am a mother of children that happen to have fathers.
So
That I
here's-
don't currently get along with the best.
Listen.
So
here's
first
the-
and third, second and fourth,
I
these are the time frames in which you're supposed to come up. Due to the fact that my kid's dad does not show up when he's supposed to, I don't get to tell Timmy, I'm gonna go out with you on the first weekend of the month because that's the plans we made. Because on Friday it's 5 o'clock when I'm getting dressed to go out with Timmy, I get at 5:15. Oh, I won't be there at 6:30. My
See,
bad.
this is why, as a mom, I don't date men who don't understand mom shit. So, if you can't
That is
understand that I can't, do certain pick up and do this, is why and third, then
Well, see,
we just
that's
don't
not
have a
what
date.
we're talking about,
Yeah,
though.
thank you.
I have lived with women.
But I know
Come
what
on,
you're saying
no,
is that
that's
it's not
that's
your responsibility
No.
to pay the way for it. But I just don't. If you're dealing with a woman with kids,
I'm talking about
and
first
you're-
dates. I'm on first dates when I meet you.
First
I'm
dates.
what we're speaking about is the first date. We're not talking about
First
a
date,
relationship.
I'm not
We're
going to
talking about
commit
first
on the
dates.
first or third weekend of the month. I'm going to ensure it's on the second or fourth.
Well,
due
then
to
you're
the fact-
then
so
you're
I can
responsible.
sort and find and be
Then you're
like, hey,
responsible.
hey,
Then
you're not even talking about it.
Then you're
God,
not. Then
if
fall
you
back.
look at these
We're not talking about you, Tori.
'Cause
you're
just-
doing it the
just
right
solve
way.
the problem.
What we're
Yes.
saying is that very first date, I gotta pay for a babysitter. I'm not paying for a babysitter when I just met you. I met you, you're cool,
That is
I would like to go,
totally
but that's all we're
understandable.
talking about.
That is
all we're
totally
talking about.
understandable.
But look,
That is
but then what
literally
we
precisely,
saying,
yes.
that is all we're talking about.
And
We're
we're
not
not.
talking about nothing else. We're talking about
Right.
one specific
Okay.
thing.
So,
that's it.
At the point in which you are asking a woman out, by the time the first date rolls around, you guys have not established, she might not be able to go out on Friday night because she's got kids, or she doesn't. have
If
kids.
she, this is what I'll do. If I ask a woman out and she's like, look, I want to go, I would love to go. child's father, flipper. So it might be Friday at 6 and I cancel. I'm gonna be like, I get it.
Yes.
I'm not mad.
Yes, exactly.
You know.
Yes.
I've seen niggas. I
Okay,
know what it is.
okay, but so we're talking about the financial aspect.
We're talking just
Paying
about.
for a
I asked you out on a date and you asked me to get a babysitter. Fuck
Somebody-
you.
No,
I ain't got
we
nothing to do
didn't-
with
We
you.
didn't say anything about
Vaughn said,
are you
Niall,
gonna pay my
it depends
babysitter?
on how bad I want her. So if you've
I'm
established this
saying that
conversation,
for
he's
me
saying,
Only with
personally-
Shanti. Shanti's the only one I'm
I'm
looking at.
saying for me personally, yes, someone has had tickets for a concert in which it was in the middle of the week. And I said, no, I cannot this week because it's not, I have my kids during the week. Well, shit, I'll pay for a babysitter if you need me to. I thought that was perfectly fine. I didn't feel, because you want my company.
It
If
depends
you want to
on
pay for that
connection.
company, then fine. Pay for that company.
You know what?
But is it expected? No.
it's not
It's not
expected.
I tell you,
I didn't say, well, shit, you gonna have to pay for my babysitter. No, I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna fall back.
I would never say
I'm gonna fall
something like
back.
that.
I hear what you said, and I'm gonna make a little tweak to what I said based on what you just said. If I'm digging somebody, not like I met her and we take his numbers, we text every now and then. And I ask off Friday she can't go. I'll buy a babysitter. Not that. But
That sounds crazy.
yeah, if I'm digging you
Thank you.
and we're talking and I'm feeling you and I'm like, and I'm putting my game in like, no, I want you. Like, oh, okay, let's go out, but I don't know. But look, I'm feeling you. And then you're like, what? I ain't got a babysitter for Friday. And I'm putting my bid in. I'm like, nigga, how much the babysitter? Because I want you. But that is when I want you. That ain't when I just got your number.
I think,
That's exactly right.
but I think it's just funny to me because this is all like, women are so damn forgiving and nice that women don't even do this shit with niggas with kids. Like, there is
Y'all be
no,
buying babysitters?
huh?
Y'all be buying babysitters?
No, but I'm saying like,
I
it's
don't
just the
have
thought
that issue
of
if I
like,
was dating a man with
just
kids.
all the shit.
And I say, I want to go out on Friday night. Cool. I could be there Friday night.
Right.
It's
Niggas
no
are-
lie.
niggas
I
are
got
trying to
Friday
raise
night.
her.
But y'all can't do it.
Let me
That's my
find
point.
out. Let me
Why y'all can't do it?
No,
Niggas
No,
do
but
it.
what we're saying is
It's the level
we
of responsibility
gotta
is
go
always
flip
so
it, turn it,
different
find a
between men and
babysitter.
women.
Oh,
mother
because
not available.
men with children have it easier.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay,
saying,
I'm
like
with you.
the
I'm with you.
dating,
I am
the
not
dating
arguing.
of men
You're
with children.
right.
We
You're right.
see women date men with multiple kids all the time.
Sierra
We see
dated
women-
Future with 17
Don't bring
children.
future into this.
No.
You're not part of future half.
But listen, just even on a small scale, I see women date men with 5, 6 kids
Jesus.
around the corner, and it's never like
I gotta
it's
find a
just so
babysitter.
funny
I can't go out
to
with
see
you
like
tonight,
how different it is. Well, I guess it's because they do only get the kids part time, and they don't.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. That's exactly what I was about. Of course I have more fucking time. I only get the kids 2 weekends a month.
I know.
Every other fucking weekend, we can go and do what the fuck ever.
I be like, come get your kids.
You know what? And you know what?
But some women
I just
aren't.
flat
But
out
some
think I'm
women
great.
aren't like that.
Thank you.
And they will deny the father's
Jesus,
access.
no.
Well, okay,
Please
so-
come get your terror-tot 3-year-old that is driving me
Okay,
up the
and
wall.
you know what the
that
answer
has
is
smeared
every
shit
fucking
from
time?
here to there.
Yes, I'm on the
Get
way.
them.
Yes,
I don't
I'm
think
on the
that's
way.
a lot of
Every
that, though.
fucking time.
But I don't
have
think that's
never
a lot of
said
that.
no to
You
no
know
to
what I
another
hear? You know
once.
what I hear?
That's
You
not
know what I
bad.
hear? I gotta work.
But you know
What
what?
the fuck do you think
But
I
you
do
know what?
Monday through Friday on top of running a
But
business
see,
and
we
co-host
like
the podcast?
to do our own personal experiences. Yeah, you're probably a great dad, but most niggas
Ain't.
is
Sorry.
not. They value their free time that they give. I saw an argument on Twitter the other day. This nigga was mad. His daughter got sent to his house for the summer, and the mom packed 2 outfits. It was a last minute thing. He came to pick the daughter up super late, and I'm like, and the dude went on a rant on Twitter and said, I can't believe my baby mom gonna drop my daughter off here with 2 outfits. I'm like, my nigga, you're a father. You didn't prepare for this. You don't have a toothbrush, clothes, pajamas, and no shit
I
at
am
your
that
daughter's house.
mom. You wanna
You know
know
what I'm
why?
saying?
You wanna know why
Like,
I'm
why
that
would
mom?
you? Why is
The-
it always on the mom too?
The first 3 months
That's
of
the
me.
clothes?
Yes.
No.
It is a mom.
No.
But I'm gonna tell you why.
Why
Hold on.
would you send
I got it.
Why would you have clothes that
Hold
show
on.
clothes?
Why do you not have clothing for your child?
at your
Why
house?
do I have to
Okay,
pack
that's
up
a
for
good
my
one.
child
That's
to
a
be
good-
at your house when it's your child too?
You make a compelling argument. You make a good argument.
Hold on,
Let me try to balance
Wait a
this.
second.
You're winning. You're winning. You're winning. You're winning. I'm trying to find that.
No, because let me tell you
Yeah,
something.
fuck yeah.
Let me tell you something. The first 3 months of me sending my child to his father's house for the first 3 months, I was packing a whole motherfucking bag, sippy cups, diapers, pull-ups, snacks, you name it. It was all in the bag. Wait a minute. When the motherfucking bag came back, guess what the fuck wasn't in there? None of the shit I sent over there. Toothbrush gone, pull-ups gone, everything gone. So now I'm supplying pull-ups from my house, the daycare, and your house. Nigga, you don't give me enough in child support to take care of all that. I'm
Yeah.
supplying for legitimately
And
3
then
households.
Okay, you're right, you're right. I don't have to argue.
If my
I thought I could argue,
kids,
but I don't. I can't.
if my
That's not-
kids
you're
have
right.
2 different households, I need my kids to feel like both of these households
Are
are
they
permanent
home?
homes.
Yeah.
I don't want to
And
send my kids
and
to
I-
They
a house
should feel like
and
they
he
going
feel
over
like
there for the week.
sleepover.
And I'm gonna tell you some
Yeah,
real.
come
I'm
sleep
telling you some
over
real
at
shit.
Dad's house.
This is how I know y'all are right. This is how I know y'all are right. Because I've seen how JB is with his kids.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all are right. Because his kids, everything,
But-
they got twice 2 of everything.
but
they got
I'm
this in the mother house, this is
Right,
JB house.
but
So
I'm just saying,
y'all are right. Y'all are right.
I'm
Y'all are
just
right.
saying though, in general, it's just really funny to hear just the motherhood aspects of dating versus how freely men with kids can kind of date and how difficult it is with women with kids sometimes. Even though for me personally, the blocks still stay high. I got 2 kids and it's still booming,
But your babies
I
are a
still
little
worry.
bit older than my
Yeah, I
youngest.
still
It's
worry
hard
about
for
certain
me.
things, and I still have to.
Yeah.
I've cut so many niggas out because I looked at their lifestyle and I was like, you know what? It's not gonna work
Now
because
we're
I
on
like to
dates.
have fun and shit, but no, I'm not gonna date a nigga that's a club promoter that's been promoting clubs 5 nights out of the week. That's just not a lifestyle that I really personally want, or I want to eventually bring around my kids and just you're just not the one. So I cancel out men all the time, but I think with dating with kids, it's like you have to. I feel like with my kids, even though if you don't have kids, we have to match responsibility. If you can tell me that you have a house and you've been paying on your mortgage for 3 years, I'm like, fuck, nigga, you on top of your shit. You know what you got some level of responsibility. So I think women, when you are dating men, and if they don't have kids, or even if they do, I strongly suggest you gauge their level of responsibility. What do they keep up with? What kind of obligations they have, and
How
if
they
they
react in
hit them, then
situations.
that's a good foundation for somebody that's gonna do what they say. But my kids' fathers are in their life. I have 2 baby daddies, so my
I
third
thought
will
we were
probably
on
be my
YouTube.
3rd baby daddy. Oh well.
I got 2 too.
Shut up. But look, so
I don't like it,
but I don't
absolutely
look for anybody to be a father to my kids. They
That
got
right
dads.
there.
But
That right
you
there.
still have to be a good role model.
But see,
You know what I'm saying? You
I
still
get
have
that, I
to
get
be
that.
a positive influence
and
because
that's
I have separate households. My ex-husband has moved on. My baby daddy moved on. That's great. But my kids, it's beautiful to me in a sense of they get love from every single house.
And it
They
should be
literally,
that way.
from the outcome of this, they've gotten 2 times the amount of love. My kids, my first baby daddy buys shit for my 2nd child. My husband took my first child in like it was his, and everybody loves you. We're all present at all times for graduations, and it's just like
You got
an
a good
abundance of
situation.
fucking love, and
Because
I feel
mine
blessed.
wasn't like that.
I feel blessed about
that's
it.
gangster. I respect
But
it.
I needed to stay that way. So if you can't fit into like
The puzzle.
a strong male positive influence, then I'm just not fucking with you. That's why
I
I do
feel
my
you.
Google
And
show.
that is absolutely why
That's
I made my comments when we did the beginning of the show, Happy Father's Day. I ain't get one
My ass finna
because
be
I
there.
have stepped
Everybody-
in for many a child.
You are
So I'm-
appreciated as a
so that's-
godfather, most definitely.
Not- aside from that,
But
that's a small part of what I
but-
do. I've done
Now,
way more
why
than
isn't
that.
there like
I've
a
done way-
Godfather Day? Like
Right.
This should
But
be.
I think
Godparents
they're
have
still
definitely
minimizing.
said
I've done
No,
more
no,
than
no.
that.
My kids' godparents.
But I'm not just a god. I'm a step-in dad and a godfather. I've done and a
You're
stepdad.
not a step-in dad unless you are you.
I'm still involved. I'm still involved in their lives.
That's
I have one young lady I call my niece daughter. She's my niece, but she's my daughter.
That's your niece.
I'm not gonna have this conversation.
You care for her
I'm not gonna have
greatly.
this. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna disrespect.
But I don't like the
You're not gonna
labels on it
disrespect our bond.
either.
Like-
I feel like whatever role you are.
You're not gonna disrespect our bond.
I'm not disrespecting your bond. I just said that's your niece, and that's
Alright,
okay with that
cool.
being
That's
your
cool.
niece.
I'm good. Move on. You're not gonna disrespect our bond.
All right, so
You did.
so we're
You did.
so
It ain't what you
Maybe
say it
he
is.
doesn't have
You
a
don't
thought
fuck what
because
you
he's
say it
probably
is.
the closest
It's what I
thing
said
to
it
God
is.
right
It ain't what you say.
so hold up. So let's
Yeah, because you disrespecting my bond
I
with her.
did not.
I said that's my niece daughter. That's what it is. You don't say nothing contrary to that. Who the fuck are you? Do you know her? Do you know our relationship? How
Can you
gonna-
calm the fuck down
Don't
for 5
disrespect
minutes and
that
chill?
bond.
Okay.
Don't put your words on that
Father's
bond.
Day is for
Don't.
the daddies
All right,
that
moving on. Next
That's
topic.
okay.
Next topic. You don't have a right to say
Okay,
that.
okay.
Godfather should have a day though.
so
And I
we've been
agree.
on the air now almost.
And I agree.
We've been on the air now almost 3 hours, y'all.
This is our longest
longest show in
ever.
history.
Damn, I
Yeah,
talked-
Ever.
yeah.
That's
So,
good though. You have a distinction. Like,
Yeah.
You're going down in history.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
shit.
Damn,
Yeah, our longest show ever.
Yeah, so in light of very,
I wonder if that. Well, I guess it didn't die because we still singing it.
yeah. Well, because the shit is about to die. Everything is about to die. So we need to.
I'm gonna break it down into two portions. We're gonna have the first show and then we're gonna have Dating in Atlanta. So we're gonna have 2 shows. Because niggas will see 3 hours and get intimidated like shit.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 hours. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we might need to break this down in half. But I think this conversation has been informative. Let me say, informative, and as it always winds up being emotional. Thank you for your comments and your insight, because it was nice to get. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was a little worried because you label yourself a feminist. You know, I was like, oh, what's gonna happen?
But
What's gonna happen?
I see you more.
there are 2 kinds of feminists. There's the extreme, over the top, obstreperous feminists.
Thank you.
And then there's what I would consider the normal feminists, the ones that are not psychotic, that what they're saying to me is what feminism was supposed to be in the first place.
Feminism
And
was
that's
for
what
white women
she's-
and not us.
That's the version
Then
you're
I
talking
can call
about.
myself a womanist slash.
Now I ride with womanist. I ride a 1,000,000% womanist. I despise feminists.
So what I'm saying is the feminism that I feel that she is representing, if I'm wrong, correct me, is what feminism was originally supposed to be about, was women's rights.
And I get that from Tim. I don't get that from everybody else on mixed signals.
Well,
But I get it from you.
I think there's definitely moments where I feel extreme because some stuff pisses me off so much, like shit, like people still arguing over what women should do with their bodies, shit like making decisions on.
Well, I'm a feminist in every
That
bond.
shit
If you want to go with
that
that,
shit makes
I'm
my
with y'all.
damn-
And
that
I'm
shit
myself.
makes me very
Once you put the
extreme.
nut,
Then
in the
that would
woman,
make me
it's
the
her
same
decision.
way. You know what I'm
But I don't think
saying?
that makes you extreme though. To me, it doesn't make you extreme because
Well,
I'm
it
with
makes
you on.
me
I'm a
extreme
little
in
sad
the
with that.
sense that sometimes I feel like men need to take a backseat to some of this. Like
That's
it's
just
not
not
my
period text.
most extreme ideal, I guess, is that we've seen the world run by men. I think women,
White men.
but when men in general, I
I'm
still
not
group
white
them
men.
all together
I look at them as
because
devils.
I'm sorry.
I'm not with them.
Well, okay,
Listen.
so I'm glad you said that, because there is another side to that almost never gets said. And so I'm going to say it now. And I think it is extremely important. So what you just said, and correct me if I misheard, was that there are certain aspects to womanhood and certain aspects to the women existence and certain aspects to what is going on that men need to take a backseat to women on those thoughts, those issues, those conclusions. Isn't there a flip side to that? Isn't there an aspect of life, the universe, and what goes on between men and women that women need to take a backseat?
Absolutely, they don't want you though, because the feminist movement.
I'm
going to speak. No, let me say this. The feminist movement is I'm going to speak to what a man is, and don't you speak to what I am, and that's why I don't fuck with feminists.
Okay, so and the only thing I'm going to say about that is that's what I take issue with, and that is what needs to be explored, because it takes two to tango, it takes two to fuck, it takes two to party, it takes two to make a baby, it takes two different types of people in order to make this world keep spinning around.
I think people
and guess
have
what?
a really hard time with accepting. I think just like if you find statistically in any project management household, women are the glue to running an operation smoothly. In almost every project management position, it'll be like 90% women. We do it in the household. There's no reason why women shouldn't be project managing life in itself. We are the givers of life. I think we have an innate nurturing sensibility in women that would, half of the issues that I think we have here in the world would be gone away if more feminine energy was surrounding.
So then you are not seeking partnership.
No, I think it's still partnership, but I think men's egos men don't realize that support is just as important. You can't have anything without support. Women support men all the time, and they love it. When they make it to the top, they love the support. But what's wrong with women saying, okay, I think it's time that we take happy handle, or we make up most of the population, and we still are fucked up. We're still at the bottom. Our bodies are still completely controlled by men. It's like, okay, give it a woman, let women get a turn. But I think men are afraid that because we're so pissed off, we have so much bent up anger that it's gonna backfire. But the truth is that I think society was always meant to be a matriarch society, and it's been like that in Africa. It was like that in Africa since way back in the day, and it needs to stay that way. It's like if all the moms of the world run the world, we wouldn't have hunger and shit as an issue.
You know what?
I don't really believe that shit.
I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad you brought up Africa specifically, because the question that I asked was not should women always take a backseat to men, or should men always take a backseat to women? My question was, are there certain instances where one party needs to have the leadership and the other doesn't? And doesn't that need to be both of them? Because you said specifically there are situations where men need to take a backseat to women. I'm saying, aren't there specific... That was my question, because there has to be situations where women need to take a back. And going back to your example with Africa, yes, there are matriarchal societies that existed, villages in Africa. The Maasai were one, there are several others. Guess what? All those villages had chiefs, though. Not chieftesses, not queens.
Well, no.
They had chiefs.
But see, this is
matriarchal society.
But listen, this is still a very matriarchal society because women chose those men. And that's what my open relation, I think the evolution of women is driving away from everybody has to have some man that they choose to and they pick to, and this is that and the third. I think in the future we're gonna have good men, and it should be open, and everybody should live together in love and happiness without ownership. And I think the good women will be leading and good men will be leading too. But as for now, women kind of need to make those decisions. And there was just one thing that I used to hate that they would tell feminists. As a feminist, I used to hate it. If you choose better, if you stop doing this, that, and the third, men won't do it anymore. I agree to it, but I agree to a certain extent. I think that women have the ability to really change everything that's going on in the world. We just haven't been given a chance. to do it. And the more, I think sexual freedom is very important in that. I think autonomy, financial freedom is important in that. And if we don't even have the beginning, we don't even have control over our bodies. So it's like, what the fuck? It's 2019.
That's ridiculous.
So but now he's talking about my friend who's an extreme feminist, where she says that most, if you look scientifically, most diseases and cancers and shit like that that's hereditary is carried on the X chromosome.
I disagree with that entirely, and I have several scientific.
Well, we're gonna have to fill it up.
Well,
Men are innately more violent than women. Men are innately more.
Let me jump in.
They don't need to be leaders.
This is where women are more emotional than men. And
why do you think that?
Because I know women. I've been fucking
You
with
think
women.
that women are more
the same way you
emotional?
can make it.
So you're telling me, hold up, no.
Tell her about
You're
her
telling
more
me,
than she can.
no,
She just told me about me. She just told me about men.
I
So
want
she
to
can
talk
tell
about.
men. I can't talk about women.
No,
It only works for her.
no.
I didn't
No,
say
I want to
That's
talk
my point.
about. I want to talk about violence in the world. Go globally.
Whoa.
Who commits the most
White
crime?
men. White men.
No.
White men.
Please
Is
stop
it not
saying
white men?
white men. It's not white men. It's all men.
It's not. Okay. Well, I disagree. I think it's white men.
Oh my God. Well, look it up.
Well,
It's all men.
I've studied
Globally,
this. I've studied.
men.
Some keep saying
Globally,
that he's right.
I know, but he can go look it up if he wants to. Globally, men commit the most crimes. It takes emotion and passion and imbalance to commit crimes that men make. And they are the perpetrators of all of these crimes. Men are innately more violent and emotional. They just don't have a hold on it. If women were as emotional as y'all think, a lot of y'all niggas would be dead. Cause y'all disrespect the fuck out of women up and down all day, every day, on the street. When I go to Quick Trip, if I was emotional, niggas would be dying in front of their cars from trying to grab women and all of this shit. Women would have been fucked shit up. Women are not emotional. We have hormones
I believe that
y'all just don't have
that. Well, I look at it this way: men are bullies. It is what it is. We're fucking
men
bullies.
have taken their
Men
physical
are
trait
bullies.
and
I
have
agree.
ruined it.
We are bullies.
And they have
We are
ruined it
bullies.
for something that
We
it
are
was not
bullies.
meant to be.
I agree.
They've used it for
I
power.
agree with you. You are right. I'm not arguing. You are right. We are bullies. We use our strength as the backbone to our bullshit. So because I know you can't beat my ass, I might say some crazy shit to you at Quick Trip. That's some bullshit. And it's some soft shit. Some
So
sucker
if
shit.
she's
But it's
saying
all
she's
she's
emotional
and crazy,
and
I
plus
probably
the cap in
would've
their
fucked
ass,
up.
then
Yeah.
she crazy.
Yeah, but men have also created guns so that we can be animals that were stronger than us. So we're the same way. So I'm not putting you guys exceptional or
I
below.
think men have definitely a place in this world.
This is my fear. Well, let me finish my thought at some point.
Mm-hmm.
My fear is that I've seen men, get bullied by their women, get ran over, get pushed over by other niggas, and then they come back thinking they're stronger. So now they're not accepting anything. You say this, no, I want to go to dinner, baby. Fuck you, bitch, you paying for IHOP. It's like, damn, nigga, she's actually going to IHOP. One woman trying to get on my money. Whoa.
Yeah.
This girl just asked for IHOP. It's like $10.
How?
Wait. Why are you getting so angry? Like, calm down. One woman cheated on me. Well, the girl didn't answer the phone in 5 minutes. That bitch cheating. Whoa. Maybe she's busy. Chill. Every woman is the same. Calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Women are exhibiting that type of behavior. Niggas ain't shit. They always cheat.
You do realize
Not
Okay, but
all
what is
men
the-
cheat.
Okay, but what is the
Women
difference?
do this, women do
But
that,
what
women
is
do
the
that.
difference
God
between
damn,
that?
all
What is
men.
the difference between that and the way we condemn a group of bad people with a few good apples? We do it with cops. Fuck the cops. But you gonna call a cop if your ass is somebody breaking this motherfucker, and then nobody telling you, well, the cops are good, Blue Lives Matter.
But
in general, fuck the
my
cops.
issue is whenever it's positioned to where
I think
I'm gonna be the victim of
if
the
you
behavior.
know that you're a good nigga, it should not even matter. Niggas call bitches
That's
gold
Good
diggers.
niggas. That's not true. That's not true. Good niggas get fucked over. Good niggas get fucked over.
What
That's
she just
bullshit.
said is the
Good
equivalent.
niggas get fucked over.
It's the equivalent to when people say black mamas ain't shit. I don't get offended by that.
I've never heard that.
The hell?
Black mamas ain't shit.
You have
I've never heard it. Have you ever heard it?
Never.
I've never heard
more
it.
than one
Jesus.
occasion.
But the thing
I
is
got a black
that
mama.
I
What
don't.
the fuck?
But
There
look,
are.
I don't get
groups,
offended
there
by
are
it
a lot of
because
people
I'm
who say
not
black
one of
mamas
those.
ain't
But
shit.
you,
Right. I don't get bothered by it.
but
No.
that's the
I'm not
only
talking about
way
those.
to
You're getting
It
misinterpreted.
doesn't matter if we
That's
don't.
not what I'm saying, Tori. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you, that's not what I'm saying. I am not saying that I'm offended by somebody saying that black men ain't shit. I am
When we say
carefully. I'm careful and a little bit intimidated by the notion that women with a vendetta would become empowered. That's what I'm saying. Like
Oh,
when
you
white
should
racist, when white racist men
You should
became
be.
empowered,
We have every
when white
right
no
to
wait,
be
when
that.
white racist men started taking over the police force, I saw my brothers and sisters being killed. When black men who held down and I saw them how
but do you
when they got rapper money,
Okay,
I saw how they
question.
treated women.
I have a question.
I'm fearful of anybody who gets
But
control
listen.
with an agenda.
But listen, when have black women never really truly supported black men? You
I
can't give me
can
in a
name
whole
times.
instance.
I can name
No,
times.
in general, when we have all of these damn protests for every black man that's shot down,
That
there's
doesn't mean
always
nothing to me.
black women putting on protests together.
I'm-
It's always,
we
but
had hosts on our show.
the whole
I'm
Black
telling you what I
Lives
told them.
Matter movement.
I'm gonna tell you what I told the host we had on our show, and I'm glad you said that. We had hosts on our show, and they were sitting here arguing with us about how black women do so much for black men, and black men don't do anything. And I said, what do you do? And they had no fucking answer, none. I'm like, so I told her.
we don't
Let me
even
finish.
have to do anything because you just put all of your
Let me
issues
finish.
onto black
Let me
women.
finish.
We are your
Can
beating
I
stick.
finish? Can I
Y'all
finish?
just beat us up and then leave.
Let me finish.
You give us all your worldly problems and you
Let
bring
me
them home.
finish.
And you bring them home and you never not once listen to black women's issues.
Can I?
Black men are not
I'm
on
not-
the same side.
I'm not.
As
I'm
many
a little
niggas
different.
as
I'm a
asked
little
for
different.
as many niggas as asked for abortions and birth control. I've
I've
never seen
never asked
black
for
men
abortion.
so quiet on the heartbeat bill.
I don't believe in abortion, personally. I don't subscribe to it. I'm pro-life. Well, I'm pro-choice because I want everybody else to make their own decision. I have never had an abortion. No woman ever dealt with an abortion. My point here is this, and this only. When women, my fear, shit, because you do know what that. God damn it. My thing is,
It's just that everything that you can describe that a black man has went through, a black woman has went through too.
I'm not saying you
So
haven't,
it's like
but I'm not
black
saying
men
you
just
haven't.
pour all of the fucked
What
up
was my
shit
point,
that happens
JB?
to
I
us.
lost my point.
In America, like
So I'm
black
trying to
women
let
just
her
don't
finish.
go through that
Yeah,
shit. You think we could walk down
so-
to the police and be fine? No,
So-
we can't either.
So I've been silent.
How many
for,
black women have been killed by police?
I've
But
been-
we
Not
don't-
as many as us.
It
It
was-
don't
that's-
matter.
I've
What did
been
you say, Joe? Because I don't think I was responding to you. What did you say?
There was quite a few black women that have been killed
Before
by
that.
police that
Before
they just
And
released
trans
out.
women, which
Before.
black women
Oh.
don't care about it either.
They're not trying. They're.
I don't
That's a whole
remember. I
nother
just
thing.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
so yeah. I don't remember what your point was. I'm sorry for that, but at the same time, we have been going now for over
Okay, it's
3
time to go.
hours. Let me.
Let's
I've been trying to speak for a while, so let me say this. These conversations scare me. The reason why they scare me is because they're not just happening in this room; they're happening all over the place.
That's why we don't get
So,
along.
so the reason specifically why it scares me, in addition to that, is that when generalizations happen on both parts about what needs to happen and where we need to go, or what men are thinking or what women are thinking, there isn't a whole lot of listening that's happening during these conversations. There isn't a whole lot of listening going on in the feminist movement right now.
It's
And-
not.
and
It's
I'm-
not.
I'm
Have you been
no,
listening
no,
to
no.
me?
Let me finish. Let me finish, because I was quiet for a long fucking time.
So much coddling for the black man.
I was
Black men
quiet
be
for a
so
So here's the thing. Every single solitary circumstance that you can bring up where you talked about you suffered at the hands of a black man, there's a black man somewhere who can bring up a similar circumstance where he can talk about he is aggrieved because of black women. You can't start with that because honestly, that shit doesn't go anywhere. It just doesn't. Why am I offended when you say black men aren't shit? Because I happen to be a black man.
No, we say men ain't shit, because men ain't shit.
I happen to be a man. So
But
when you say
you
men,
are telling me the only thing as me listening to you for real is that you're scared. You are scared to put your support in angry black women because you think that we are going to take it out on you in some way. Black women have been listening to you and coddling you for years.
you don't know who
my
you're talking
God.
to. You don't know who you're talking to.
But
I grew up in a family around women.
But-
Don't hit me with that black men did
But
this,
you
that,
are
and the third.
but you are no.
What am I scared? What am I scared
You're
of?
not thinking outside the box. You only think about your
What?
personal experience.
What?
What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about statistics.
I'm thinking about the
Do you
big
know the
picture.
number two killer of black women in this country is domestic fucking violence?
Yes.
Okay, so men need to get it together. And
I agree.
because I say
I agree.
that men ain't shit doesn't mean I don't have a man that loves me. Doesn't mean I don't have a father that loves me. I actually do. But I know that there are a lot of women that
Right.
don't.
So here's my point, and it is really, really simple. I don't need to be coddled because number one, I am supportive of every issue that was brought up, even on the show today. There was never a point today where any female on the show said women are aggrieved by this, or women were hurt by this, or this fucked up that this happened to women, and we said I disagree. That never happened once, not a single fucking time. So what are we afraid of? What am I not supporting? Fuck the coddling and
You're
all
not
that
even
bullshit.
afraid of you. We're literally arguing that you're offended by women saying men aren't shit, which they're not. As a group, as a whole, men are not shit. As a group, as a whole, collective responsibility. Take responsibility for your fellow men. Most of them are not shit, and it's proven by stats. It's proven by violent crimes committed. It's proven by rapes committed, whether you're black, white, or anything. The truth of the matter is men are violent. They're not shit. They haven't been listening, and they need to listen. Women are angry. Women are fed up, and that is what's coming out. And
That was my point. Thank you. You're right. No, you're right. I'm not.
It's
I'm
really
saying
nobody's trying to look at a good man and be like, men aren't shit, but it has to come out some way because every time we try to voice our opinion about it, you talk about how good you are as a man. Nobody's talking about you. We're talking
And
about in general. Niggas are fucking up.
you are a billion% right, and I don't have an argument for that.
Nobody's saying that you're not a good guy. It's just like, why do we always have to make a conversation
What I
about
want to do is
why you're offended about a term?
No. Well, it's talking about yes. But what I want to speak to is you're right. You didn't say anything wrong just now. My concern, and I think I put up the word concern, I don't know if you did, I think I did. My concern is the women who have endured that and how they respond going forward. If there was an awakening, there was the Me Too movement really happened. I really looked at some shit I did and went,
I did as well. Real talk.
Yeah, I did do that shit back in 1995.
Well, you didn't know.
Right, but
So
I didn't.
we let you
But
know.
I didn't know. So now, but you can't use my ignorance in 1994 as your platform
No,
in
what
2019.
But you know what we
is
can
her
use?
ignorance in '94 is that you need to correct it. What are you doing to correct
But,
it?
but you know, there is actually something that is an actual system that can be blamed for your ignorance, and that is called patriarchy.
I
The
agree.
boys
You're
will
right.
be boys. The boys
You're right.
will be
Totally
boys
right.
thing is
Totally right.
you do have something that you can blame and you can fix it if you understand that men have created this monster of patriarchy
I
that's
agree.
hurt
I
women.
agree.
And
You're right.
when we say men ain't shit, of course we still have men that we love and we know and we care about. But the problem is
pick up a 50-pound
you can
bag
be
of some
so
shit. I don't want to
like
do it.
stop being
was when the Me Too movement first came out, first was presented. I started asking, we were still on the show, we had 2 female co-hosts. And I started asking them. I started asking them what was really going on. Because the story was like, hey, so, 1 out of 3 women have been raped. Like, so, like, that really happened? And they're like, yes. I'm like, it's never happened? Yes.
Do you ever sit down and ask? Just
I'm telling you now, we did it.
We had a conversation about this.
When
I first started the show, I told them 1 in 4 women have been sexually assaulted. They were like, I think that's wrong. Yeah, it is wrong.
Well, we thought it was like 1 out of 2, but that's because
it probably
we went
is
back.
1 out of 2 out of who has told.
Right. What our situation
1 out of 2
was
black females have been sexually assaulted.
When it was presented to us, we started being like, all right, it's time to make some changes, and then we started campaigning, and we started being like, I was like a member of the Me Too movement. Like I'm riding. I made, if you go through my timeline, all that shit, you'll see. I'm riding with the sisters. Y'all fucking up. I was fucking up. I was one of the biggest fuck ups. I wasn't that all the extra shit. I was cheating like a motherfucker. Black men don't cheat no more though. But I was.
That's what the hashtag means.
Right. My only point is this. You gotta be. What I used to tell them, because this is how they felt it could be presented. Black men ain't shit. Fuck y'all. Y'all bitch ass niggas. Wait, this is what they were saying. Y'all bitch ass niggas and fuck you and y'all get all these things wrong. Now support our movement. And I was like, it ain't quite gonna work the way
But we're not talking to you.
We couldn't do
But
it.
see, you getting offended, but we're not talking.
But no, they were
you
talking
don't fuck with
specifically to
niggas.
me.
That's why your circle's small. You don't even fuck with niggas. You know niggas ain't shit. You ain't.
Right.
It's not like you got
Right.
15 male friends that y'all just hook up with.
But
and
it
you just
also
got the
ain't
biggest-
like
you
you
know
got
niggas
15
ain't shit.
female friends. Because I was taught at a very early age by my female friends, bitches ain't shit.
I
Don't fuck with these
fuck
bitches.
with-
I got more male friends than I do female friends.
And you
It's
know
what
what?
women
Most
told
women
me.
and most women
So,
who are like that
are bitches.
Something's wrong with them.
And they the fuck ups. And they
Something's
the
wrong
ratchet
with
ass bitches.
Those
And they
are
the ones that
rejects.
don't want no man in the
Anyways,
house.
those
And
are
they
rejects.
the ones that fuck up everything and break apart everything. You wanna know
Those
why
are-
though?
those
Because
are
I
reject
sat
women.
there and I
You
saw
don't
two
you
motherfucking
ever
bitches.
date a woman? I'm
That
dead
says-
serious. That says I'm one of the bros. Unless she's like
So,
just
hold on,
really
wait.
one of the bros. Most of these bitches don't even be one of the bros.
And it
they
gets,
just be around.
And it gets better. Any bitch that will tell
They
you
just be around. And I'm telling you, because bitches don't like them. It's not because they don't like
any
women.
bitch that'll sit over here and tell you all women gotta back up, all women do this, all women do that. They the biggest goddamn hoe. Facts.
Don't
trust
get me to
them
hype
hoes.
them. I never befriended a girl that said I never had. That's a red flag to me. There's no way. But when we say you niggas do the sex to that and the third, we expect you to be like, hell yeah, y'all niggas need to get this shit together. Y'all fucking up.
We
That's
we
the point.
done it with our show. We use
That's
our
the
platform
point.
for it.
That's the point.
When I was
So
saying,
it's a pod
Tell
named
me.
Kickback,
Yeah.
and we hitting up, and we gonna be on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We on Transistor. You can check us out. We hit up Spreaker the other week with the homies from X Squad. So we are super excited, super happy. Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank
so
you
much
for having me. I know I
coming
talked
by.
too damn much.
Next
Sorry.
I'm out of town, so if you can cover for me while we're gone for the next 2 weeks,
Okay.
let them know. We would love to keep you here.
Mhm.
So it's a wrap, y'all.
we gonna do a fellas only show, and if you could fill in for one of those, that would be just the shit. For the
I like her.
Okay.
Thank you.
She's the shit.
Oh,
Bye, y'all.
she ain't never said that about no guest. Okay, well, I'm good.
They done brought some extreme stuff to this house. Yeah, the end of the podcast.
It's okay, girl.